Yo, what's up, Cakes? Millennia is a 4X game published by Paradox, but not produced, not developed by them, but published. Like Civ, say. But it's interesting. I've had early access to it for a while now, and I've already played like 40 hours. Where'd the Brad Sucks music go? It kept on getting claimed on YouTube, which was weird because according to Brad's website, it's all like copyright-free music, but it kept on getting claimed on YouTube, so I stopped using it, even though it doesn't get claimed on Twitch. But yeah, I do miss it. I still listen to those songs off stream. I don't know, I didn't like that it kept getting claimed on YouTube. That was annoying. Um, Either way, Millennia. Okay. I've been playing it quite a bit, and it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I've been enjoying it. So, looking forward to showing it to you guys. Brick YouTube? Yeah, I know, right? How you doing, Baron Cakes? Good to see you. I imagine the stream's not gonna get that many views because people don't know me as, like, the 4X guy, so I'll mostly just be kind of chilling. And then the big thing is, we got, what do you call it? CK3 mod is out. Check that out. I probably should put a link to that in with Nightbot or something. Pick a new command. I guess I can just do... Yeah, I'll do exclamation point mod or something. UX is awful. Yeah, I kind of agree. Unfortunately. It is the kind of game where it's really interesting, but then like looking at it makes my eyes hurt. Well, it doesn't make my eyes hurt. I shouldn't say that. It's not like that, but it's that it's not just that it's ugly. So there's an important distinction here, right? Ugly is not that bad, but where a problem can happen is hard to read, like lack of readability. Millennia is very difficult to read, although it has its own kind of language. Like as you play it, you'll understand the way that things work. But it's a very difficult to read game. I played like 50 hours of it. Let me check how many hours. I've played 44.5 hours of Millennia. Okay, so I know how to read it pretty well now, but definitely it takes some time. It takes some time for sure to figure out how to read properly. At least it's not Vicky 3. It's definitely less buggy than Vicky 3. I'll say that. Definitely less buggy. I haven't really found that many bugs. It's a relatively stable game. Although Vicky 3 got a hotfix. I think it was Lily today, or maybe it was yesterday, but they got a hotfix to address some of the huge bugs the generalist found, which is pretty cool. The construction bug and all that, which is literally like a banned word in his chat now because people asked about it so much. Either way, let's actually get the game rolling here. Let's do that. Main screen. I don't think I have. Hey, what's up, by the way? I don't think I have it set up to the right thing. Yeah, hold on, give me 1 second. That should work. No. There we go. Big V still a big pile of manure. Yeah, I gave it another shot recently, and I still wasn't really that into it. I did give it another genuine shot a little while ago, but I was like, I'm good. But I'm waiting for a Spheres of Influence. I've been reading the dev diaries. Looks pretty okay. I think that the Sphere of Influence DLC could be what Victoria 3 needs, but we'll see. By the way, this is Millennia. Okay, so we're gonna play this. It's a 4X game. All right. I got early access because when I asked for CK3 early access, the guy that handles that just was like, hey, do you want Millennia early access, by the way? And I was like, yeah, why not? I played the demo a lot. I mean, how much of the demo did I play? I think I played 20 hours of the demo. I played 14 hours of the demo, so I was like, oh, sure, if you're going to offer me early access to the full game, I mean, why not? So yeah, here we are. I don't really know what exactly I want to show you. I sort of just want to get this game in your guys' minds, because I'm thinking about making some videos about it and stuff. And, I want to cover it a little bit. I want to try to cover, not a grand strategy game, because I want to see if I know what I'm talking about when it comes to games that aren't just map games. So we're gonna drop in. It's your classic, it's your pretty classic, like, 4X game, so you just kind of pick your country. Thing is, your country has no difference on, like, this is basically just an aesthetic. It doesn't actually do anything. The start bonus is what actually does something. So there's a lot of different start bonuses. You can consider these sort of like equivalent to, playing a different civ, but they're much smaller. But you'll kind of see how in this game you craft your civ as you go. If we're doing a total 1-to-1 civ comparison, you basically make up what your unique bonuses are. Not, you don't make them up, but you pick from a selection as you go. So I'm going to start with the Scout, because starting with the Scout is pretty much always super based. The game is not very well balanced. I'll tell you this right now. Before we get into anything, there are some ridiculously overpowered things in the game, and then there are some completely pointless things in the game. Like, some things are amazing, and some things are just a complete waste of your time. Alright. So, here we go. I don't even know. It's so funny. I'm so out of my. My, what do you call it? Not depth. I'm out of my wheelhouse, I guess, with playing not a map game, not like a grand strategy game. So, if you played 4X games before, you know how this is gonna go. We're gonna explore the area and find good places to settle. We're looking for stuff like, food. We're looking for, good materials and all that. If you press Alt, we can see. I already had it on. We can see like the yields. So obviously you get like two food. But the way that this game is interesting and unique is that you see this little goods tab on the right here. Okay, this game has the supply chains of Vicky 3, but it's in Civ. So obviously we're in the beginning of the game, so I don't have any supply chains right now. But I'll show you as we play. We're gonna be doing some pretty cool stuff like making bread out of flour from wheat. We'll see. But we're gonna explore around a little bit right now. So yeah, for technology, the way that tech in this game works, I do actually like the system a lot. Basically, you pick 3, and then you go to the next age, and then you can go back later and get them. So looking around, I see that we have like lots of farmable stuff. So like wheat is farmable, grapes are farmable, olives are farmable. So I see that. So I'm like, okay, we probably want to get farming. We're gonna want that eventually, but right now I think I want a second Scout, because if we look at the rewards that we get a Scout, and again, see what I mean with the lack of readability. This text needs like something to make it a little better. This is so like lame text-wise, but whatever, it's fine. Basically, when we research this tech, we immediately get a Scout at the homeland, which is our capital. We can build lookouts, which is like a defensive building, and then we are allowed to move in jungle and deep forest. So I'm gonna just grab scouting, I guess. The other ones are workers, which lets us build clay pits. This is like a building you can build on the map. I'll show you that later. In the meantime, we're gonna get a town center. It gives us domain government experience, and this is like this domain stuff up here, which is like mana points from U4. You could almost say they let us do certain things. So, for example, with the government, we could spawn. Oh, not this. We could spawn a settler for 30 government points. So getting government points is pretty important. Or we can get these powers for our government. So for a tribe, we can get like food, we can get knowledge. But you see how like you're gonna see as we play, this game is pretty good, like mechanic wise. But dude, you gotta present the information better. That's all I'm saying. You gotta present the information in a more interesting and readable. Not readable. It is readable, but it's not interesting to look at. That's one thing I'll say. It's hard to look at. You might even say. So like any 4X game, the beginning is scouting, and it's a lot of just passing the turns. There's the you can get like the useful stuff out of random little tribal huts or whatever. There's a landmark. So landmarks, things you discover with scouts. If you get them, then you get some rewards. We'll see when we check that one out. You have to do it with a scout, though. You can't do it with any units. So we gotta send our scout over there, or wait for the next one to spawn. We got an archer unit out of that hut, so that's pretty cool. I'm actually gonna send the archer back home. I guess, well, there's barbarians there, so it's not let him get killed. But we're gonna send the archer back home, and then we'll you maybe combine it with our warriors to go and kill some units. How are we doing, by the way, chat? I'm sort of focusing on the game right now because I'm trying to actually do like an okay job presenting the game, but how are we doing today? So we finished culture here. So when you finish a culture level, you could say like a culture bar, you get to use a culture power, which is a couple different things. First of all, you can make a town. Okay, and making towns is pretty important because this is how you expand your borders basically. You can give a buff to your city, so local reform just increases efficiency. You can get a tech boost, or you can get an army. We're gonna make a town. The question is, where do you want to make it? So towns benefit from adjacencies. So you'll see later when we specialize our town. Right now we're just gonna make a basic one, but we're gonna specialize it later, and it's gonna get bonuses based on what's around it. So I'm trying to think like long term, like okay, what do I want to make here? There's many different town types. There's like farming towns, lumber towns, mining towns, so on. I think I'd like to have a lumber town at some point. So I'm gonna place my city right here. I'm placing it here, okay? The music playing is not from the game. Here, actually, let me. It's actually a good idea. Let's pause my music and let's play the in-game music. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, actually, so that you guys can hear the in-game music. Game a little louder. There you go. So I made a town called Shiraz. See here, you can change the name if you want. And I put it next to a bunch of forests. So this forest, eventually, once we build logging camps on it later, it's going to benefit this specialization. We can't specialize right now, but later we will be able to. If we look at our tribal government here, we've got a little notification, so we can take some stuff for government points. We can get +1 food, or we can get a domain power, which a domain power is one of these things. So right now the only domain power we have is spawning a settler, but we get a new one that spawns a warband, which is like basic warrior unit. Is the in-game music as good as Vic 3? This game's music is not bad. It's not bad at all. It's simple, but it's just that's all it needs to be, right? So it's not like that's a bad thing. We're gonna actually send our units back home to unite with that archer. This game has the unit stacking system like from Endless Legend, so you can like stack up your units into like big piles, and then they fight each other in groups, which is cool. Oh, we met Japan there. All the units together. Let's we'll go discover that in place. There's Old World. I haven't played Old World. I haven't played that many 4X games, to be honest. I've played Civ and I played Endless Legend. Those are more or less the 4X games that I've played. So you finished scouting. I'm gonna get Tribal Elders next. This basically is research, and just like with every 4X game, you will be a slave to the research meta pretty much always. I mean, not always. You won't be a slave to it, but definitely research is important, just like with any 4X game. It's just kind of one of the inevitabilities. Also, I clicked through that event really fast because I'm mindless and lazy, but basically we got Exploration XP, which gives us one of these powers, and we got a landmark discovered, which is important for later things. Okay, there you go. Got our army grouped up, so we got a nice little triple stack of 2 melee guys and an archer guy. That'll be very useful. Let's keep sending our scout out to look for more stuff. Against Age of Wonders 4, what is the unit stack limit? Right now, it's only... Oh, they just fucking killed my unit. Okay. It's only 3, but it gets bigger as you play. So, later text will unlock more unit stacks. Yeah, I played Age of Wonders 4 as well, but it didn't grow on me. I liked it a bit. I liked it a bit at first, and then I don't know why. The game just... It got boring for me, but I don't know why exactly it did. It just kind of did. I can't put my finger on, like, oh, this is what I didn't like about it. It just kind of fell off for me. Unfortunately. I'm going to, okay, so what we're doing here, sorry, I got a message on Discord, so look at that. We're going to attack, this is like a barbarian encampment. I mean, like, I'm gonna compare it to Civil Law, because it's the best analog I have. This is a barbarian encampment. We're going to start attacking it, because I want to destroy it to get rewards. I think the UI looks clunky. The UI is the weakest part of this game. Look at it, like, this looks like dog shit. I'm not gonna, this is, like, really bad. The UI in this game, is really bad. How did the road form? So cities and towns will always form. It will always form roads with each other just automatically. You can't manually make roads, which kind of sucks. I don't like that. I wish you could manually construct roads. You basically can only have roads that spawn because like there's stuff nearby. Also, these guys are gonna attack my city, but I don't really care because the city is trying to defend itself, so it's fine. We're gonna break down this camp. Like, we'll let the battle play out because I mean, you just gotta see how bad this is. Like, I wanna really emphasize here that this game actually is good, but you have to get past the veneer of like how ugly it is. It's a very ugly game, both in terms of the actual graphics. These graphics are pretty low quality, but also in terms of the UI. But if you're willing to get past it, it is a pretty good game. And I'm not. I guess technically I am sponsored because I was given early access, but I'm not under any like requirement to speak in a certain way or something. So, like, I'm giving my genuine, real opinions here. I've played 40 hours of the game. It does have the one more turn type, type, like, energy to it, where it's like, yeah, I want to play one more turn. Like, I gotta keep going forever and ever, right? It does have that energy, but it looks so bad and can be really hard to read. Yeah. We finished our council, our tribal elders tech. So now we can build this building, which is the council, which gives 1 knowledge. We're going to work on farming next, and then after that, we're going to go to the next era. So, Yeah, we're gonna actually swap the building here. I was building a dolmen, which a dolmen gives you influence, and influence makes your borders expand. So that can be pretty important. Influence is akin to culture in CK3, or so, not CK3, in Civ 6 or Civ 5, where it expands your borders. But culture is also another thing in this game, so it's not quite the same. But we're gonna build the council instead because knowledge is research and research is everything. Obviously, I also want to get farming so I can farm up this wheat. The way that pop growth in this game works is not tied only to food. In this case, it is only food because we only have food as a need right now. But basically, you have like a certain number of needs, you could say, in the city based on your pops. So we need 6 food for the city to grow. But because I have 9 food, I get a 50% growth bonus. If I can get that to 12, then I'll have a double. I'll double my growth. So that's basically how it works. We're going to keep fighting this barbarian just because we can. This neutral city in Cologne, by the way, I'll explain how that works in a minute, but neutral cities just kind of sit around and do nothing until someone either conquers them, or there's a unit in the next era that you can spawn that takes them over peacefully. I'm not going to try to conquer it because I don't have enough units to. It's quite difficult. Not quite difficult, but it's difficult with the very early on units. I'm going to do a local reform here because we can't do another town until we get another tech. So I'm going to do a local reform here. We can get more food going, get more production going. You see our border expanded. That's because of the influence. All cities generate a little bit of influence naturally, but yeah. We got the goodies here. We're gonna get some warfare XP, I guess. We can just get volunteers right now, but we'll get more stuff with it later. And there's another barbarian camp here. I'm just gonna fight it because I want the rewards that it gives. And I'm gonna skip through all the combats. It's not even. It's so ugly. It's like whatever. I don't really care to even look at it. We got farming, so I'm going to go to Age of Bronze now. So we could keep researching if we wanted to, but it's better to go to the next age, because the next age, we sort of begin... The Ottomans are already going there, but the next age, we start to get a lot of the more interesting mechanics of the game. I'm going to grab a farm on this wheat, so now if we check our city out, we see that we're producing 2 wheat. And wheat makes 3 food apiece. So right now, obviously there's no supply chain here, but we're going to see some supplies later. I think showing Lee nothing or just rolling Texi better than that. Yeah, it is the thing that will make this game probably not be very popular mainstream wise. You gotta be like pretty dedicated to like 4X stuff if you want to get into this game because you got to get through some really not so nice UI. Okay, there's more barbarians we can kill, but gonna head back home. Our guys are kind of low on health, and you can heal outside of your borders, but it doesn't work very well. So I don't really want to do that. Also, I'd like to get So the way that this game makes interesting decisions, by the way. So this game, like I said, this game is pretty good mechanically. The government XP, for example, is pretty hard to come by. So I'm thinking about, do I want to get this reward, which gives 2 culture and 10 innovation? Innovation is this up here. Oh, we don't have any right now, but I'll show it to you later then. But but basically, we can either get this bonus, which is culture, which culture is good, because it would almost double their culture, or we can get a settler, and the city is also good. I'm going to go for the settler, because I think it's more important to get another city going, because we have a lot of fish over here, and we can make a big city over on that fish. New eras here, so Ottomans reached the Bronze Age before us, so they're going to be the ones reaching the next age. So this is the next age, and you can see here that it has a bunch of stuff, but again, like... Bro, I'm pampered by CK3's UI, but like this is all you get for information with a new era. It's just some text in the bottom left. Like okay, all right, chill. Pretty based, I guess. Yeah, maybe the game is good. I'll tell you this: I don't know how easy it would be to mod. So I checked out the game files because again, because of my CK3 modding ventures. I was like, yo, let me look at like stuff now, see what I can figure out. This game is not as modding accessible as CK3, where it's like all just plain text. You do have to use like Unity to mod this. Okay, so we got Age of Bronze now. So if you look at this is like the little Civipedia thing, but like there's no pictures, and that to me makes it basically impossible to read. I'm sorry. I know I sound like a total zoomer, but like, dog, ain't nobody reading this, okay? I'm just telling you that right now, nobody's reading this. But either way, basically, to sum up what you get, these things tell you, this is much better, to be fair. You unlock trading, you unlock a national spirit, that's very important, we'll look at national spirits in a second, and you unlock diplomacy and engineering. Also, what's up, Kakan? Yeah, I did a live stream because I finished, the premiere was done, so I'm like, let me go live stream now. But, yeah. We're going to back home, get them to rest up. So this is the big thing, is the domains. So we take a look here. The domains are also interesting that, okay, there's something interesting going on here, but I'll explain in a second. Domains are sort of how you construct what your country's actually good at. So there's a couple different things. You can be good at, like, sea stuff, be good at, well, we'll look at each of them. So ancient seafarers, and again, hard to present it, but basically it's all about water. The ancient seafarers are pioneers in building, sailing, and hunting on boats. So basically you're better at getting stuff out of the water. And one thing I like is that you get new goods. So, for example, you saw those fish that were in the ocean before, right? If we get this ability, which requires 65 scouting points, then we can get shells. And shells basically are like a big money generator. That's pretty cool. We're not going to go ancient seafarers, though. There's also naturalists. This gives you bonuses to, like, doing stuff without building improvements. So that's pretty cool. And then there's, like, wild hunters, which is good for, like, so the bow hunter is a cool unit that can collect resources outside your borders. So you can have a bow hunter and then send them to some deer, and then they can hunt the deer and send the food back to your city, which is pretty cool. Gives bone, it reveals elephants, so you get some cool. Although I don't know how I don't know why you'd have to have a particular ability to see elephants. They're quite big, but whatever. Like, I think it'd make more sense just to make elephants give better rewards, not to just reveal them, because that feels kind of nonsensical. We are winning. There's raiders. This is the one that wins you the game. So raiders are completely broken in OP. They were in the demo. They still are today. The reason why raiders are broken is because every time you take one of these powers, you get 2 more raiders. And raiders are really good. So if you look at their stats here, again, very poorly presented. They have 14 attack, 14 defense. Now let's take a look at one of our warriors. Okay, one of our war bands. This warband here has 7 attack and 10 defense. One of the raiders is worth 2 of these warriors, okay? And the raiders get a bunch of extra powers from when we unlock new abilities for them. So we can get 20% more attack against militia, which militia are the things that guard cities. We can get health from victory. We can get, like, movement on. They move 40 base, so they give you an idea of how much movement there is. Okay? Units by base usually have, like, in this era, have 20 movement. So you see 20 right there. They have 20 movement. 20 is 2 tiles, or a difficult tile. So this would be, for example, this would be 20 movement points to move here, but here and here would be 20. So it'd be like 10 and 10, right? The raiders can do 40 by default, and then get a buff to do 50. So you can do 5 tiles of movement. Absolute insanity. It's very OP. Warriors are dog shit. Except that they kind of, so they have really high defense. So they're pretty good at stopping raiders. So if you have warriors, then you can probably fight off the raiders relatively easily. But other than that, they're pretty pointless. God King Dynasty is pretty fun. It's all about stone. So you find, so basically the way that stone works, it's not like in Civ. You can build, I guess in Civ you can do this, but you don't get resources for it. There's actually not a single hill anywhere here. So this would be a terrible pick for me. But basically, if there was a hill somewhere here, I could build a quarry there. And the quarry would give me 1 limestone, which is another one of these goods, right? So the quarry would give limestone, and then I could cut the limestone to stone blocks, and you'll see, you know, whatever, right? Maybe we'll get into that later. But this basically benefits you if you try to get a lot of stone. Because it makes it cheaper to build quarries, cheaper to build stone cutters, and then lets you build pyramids. And pyramids give you influence, which lets you expand your borders more. It's good for playing tall, that kind of thing. Mound builders is basically like, it's basically infrastructure. So it's like you get more housing, which is a thing we're gonna see soon, like requirement for housing. Makes it cheaper to make farms, and it gives you sanitation, which is another need that we'll look at later. But it basically just gives you buffs to, like, being tall. And then Olympians is for if you want to play nice with people. Did you make a U5 video yet? No. I'll cover U5 when it comes out or something, but I'm not really the kind of person to, oh, the kind of channel, I should say, to make videos about, like, dev diaries or whatever. So I'm just never gonna go. I mean, I can just show you how OP raiders are. I mean, fuck it, it's good content, right? So let's get some raiders. So what you do is you grab this +1 warfare XP from combat, because then every time we fight someone, we're just gonna be getting more XP from it. So we're gonna send the raiders down here. We're gonna send them over to Cologne to go and kill that city, and you'll see how OP it is. Yeah, the art is kind of goofy. The art is a little goofy. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna get discipline. So here's new tech, by the way. Okay, so this is actually important. We can either go back and research the other technology. So for defenses, we get an archer, and we'd also be allowed to create archers, and then we get warfare XP. For workers, we get the ability to convert production on our city. This is basically like the infinite loop production from Civ 5. You can convert your production into improvement points. And improvement points what let us build farms and stuff. And it lets us build clay pits, which give us more improvement points. or we can just keep going down this path. So one thing I think is interesting about this game, like that's pretty fun, right? Okay, is that in theory you could play the whole game and never research farming. Civ 5 didn't have this. Civ 5's tech tree was all encompassing. So to go down, you could go pretty far without researching the first techs, but you eventually get roadblocked where it's like, okay, you have to research the older tech to get the new ones. But in this game, I could never research like farming. You could live in a society that never settled down for agrarianism or whatever. You could do that. But we're probably gonna do that for a bit, but we'll eventually go back and research it. The other big thing is looking at how the eras work. So previously we only had one option. It was Age of Stone to Age of Bronze. But now we have three options, and these are going to be unlockable based on what we do. The Age of Blood is pretty self-explanatory. It's like, if you kill 6 other units from other nations, which includes the neutral cities, by the way, then we go to Age of Blood, which is what's called a Crisis Age. That refers to the fact that it's bad. You don't want it in theory, although I find that it can be useful, and it has certain things about it that are present. Age of Heroes is a variant age. It's called. So this means that it's like alt history, and this one, if it happens if you discover a certain number of landmarks, and it makes it so that you get hero units. So it basically creates like a world where like the Greek mythology is real and stuff like that. So you fight like Oni. You fight like one of the unit types I remember that you can fight are Oni. So it's like these spirits, whatever. Right? It makes a fantasy world. And then Age of Iron is obviously the simple like okay the historical Age of Iron. First the real thing. We're gonna get discipline because we're probably gonna be going pretty warlike considering that we chose to do raiders. So we're gonna go discipline. And the reason why discipline is so good, by the way, discipline gives us another stack. So you can put 4 units in one army instead of just 3, and that's really good. That's really powerful. Gives you the ability to heal your units at the cost of combat XP, and it gives you the ability to move your units again. So forced march, okay, this ability breaks the game and this game is very breakable. To be clear, this game is like so easy to crack open. This breaks the game because you can pay 10% of your army's HP to move them again, including attacking again. So in one turn, you can just spam attacks with only 10 Warfare XP. And remember when we did this? We get +1 XP from combat per unit. That means that if we can keep fighting, we can just keep generating XP because you already get Warfare XP from fighting. Then you get 1 per unit, so you can just infinitely fight, basically. I'll try to do that build if I can. We need like a lot of barbarians around to pull that off, but we're gonna try to go for an Age of Blood, I guess. We're gonna put the archers on the raiders. Then we're gonna go down here and we're gonna fuck shit up. I'm gonna declare hostilities with Japan. And the reason we're doing this is if you declare hostilities, then it lets you fight in neutral territory. So I can't invade his land yet, but because I don't even know where he is, to be fair. But I can't invade him if I did find where he is. But I can kill his units if they're in neutral territory. So we're gonna do that. Also, we can spawn our settler. So I totally forgot to do that. So good job, me. In terms of where to settle, I mean, if you look around for resources, like, there's not really a ton of great options. I haven't really scouted that much, but we're going to go for probably these fish. So we're going to go up there and we'll make a little city on the coast, which could be good for if we ever do naval stuff. So there, the Japanese moving it there, so we're going to go and kill it. Let's just murder this thing. So if you look at the combat here, you're going to see how good the raiders are. They just I didn't even see what happened, but we just won. Because the raiders are so powerful. They're so ridiculously powerful. It's kind of insane. So we see now we have 1 of 6 for the Crisis Age. So we killed 1 enemy unit that was from another nation. So now if we do that 5 more times, go to a Crisis Age. Let's put the city. Let's put it like on this grassland. I guess that looks good. And then we can put a town up here. And well, actually, I want to spawn it here. That makes more sense because the grassland can be farmed. So we want to keep the grasslands around. Yeah, we got a pretty scary barbarian here, but I don't care. We're going to go to Cologne. Let's go and fight Cologne here. So let's take a look at this combat. Now, this is a city, so this should be hard to take, right? These walls keep them safe for a bit. The guys come out and they stab or whatever. And they have bonuses for when they're on defense, so they defend a little better. But look at my raiders. They're just going to go and, like, do pretty good damage to that wall. Pretty good. So I can't show you beyond the 6th age, which basically is basically like the Renaissance. So I can't show you like the 19th century stuff. I was just gonna skip past this, but basically like we didn't quite win, but notice how like we didn't get completely fucking like shreked, and that's important because normally cities are pretty tough to take down. Also, Japan just made a city right next to me, and that kind of makes you want to go and kill them because that's really annoying. All right, let's put a city here. Nice. So now we're probably gonna go and kill Japan because of that. Okay. For now, though, let's actually go back here. So we didn't quite take the city down, and that's probably because we need to wait for discipline to get a fourth unit, and also because we do have these archers, and the archers aren't as good as the raiders. So we're gonna wait till we get more stuff. But for now, we have 17 improvement points. These improvement points let you build things. So I'm thinking what we should build. I mean, we have a lot of food here. We don't really need more food, but I guess we can still get a food bonus. So let's build a farm. There you go. Now we have three wheat. That's pretty cool. By the way that cities work in this game, playing tall is like kind of necessary because when you found a city, you don't actually get another city. You get a vassal, and the vassal gives you a tiny trickle of tribute that gets bigger over time as they get more prosperity, and then you can integrate them later. So this settler didn't create me a new city that I can actually build, and it created me a vassal, which I don't know how I feel about. I feel like it's, I don't know, it like slows the game down a lot, but it is what it is. We can still make towns though, so we're gonna build a town up here, put it right up there, and put it on the coast, so we can do a coastal city later. And if you look at our, we have a lot of warfare XP, so we're gonna spawn more units. I'm gonna get 0% upkeep on the unit. And then, because this gives no upkeep on any of the raiders, and they see it spawned more now. So I can actually send these guys down here, and we can make, once we get the discipline tech, which is in 4 turns, we can actually make a 4 stack of raiders that will just absolutely like dominate the world basically. For now though, we're gonna get our 3 stack of raiders. We're gonna send them over to Cologne. We're gonna see how much damage we can do here. So with the 4 of these raiders, we should do some pretty heavy damage if we just skip ahead. Yeah, so here you see, when it breaks the sword, by the way, that means their morale was broken. So if you break the morale of all the units, then you win the battle, but you don't kill them. For the Age of Blood, though, we actually want to kill those units. So in a way, we actually don't want to break their morale. We want them to die, because otherwise you don't get Age of Blood points. Sorry I'm not necessarily explaining this like super well, by the way. I'm trying, but also, because it's a game I'm less familiar with, I feel less confident explaining things. So, you know, it is what it is. We're going to go in here. We're going to kill more. We should kill both these guys, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so there we go. That's going to give us a new city. So we have a choice. We can destroy the city and get 2 population in our capital and get some money, but we also get 10 chaos. And I'll show you what chaos is in a minute. I'm going to make it a vassal because I'd rather have the extra city. You see now we're at 3 of 6 for the Age of Blood. Chaos is this number that ticks up. So whenever you take on chaos, it doesn't give you 10 chaos points. It gives you plus 10 chaos per turn. When you max out your chaos, you get basically a random event that's bad. Innovation's the opposite. When you max out your innovation, you get a random event that's good. So that's like it's a pretty basic system, but that's how it works more or less. Okay, end the turn. We're definitely gonna go after Japan. That's gonna be because Japan is settling. Like, if you're gonna settle right next to me like that, I mean, how are you gonna not get destroyed? We're gonna put these guys to chill for a minute, and we have discipline next turn. We're gonna move these guys down here. We're gonna get ready for our 4 stack of raiders who will go and literally just like end the planet. I've done it in the demo. You can definitely do it in the current patch. You can easily conquer the entire map like in this age. Like it's pretty based. We got discipline, so now we can make our 4 stack. So that's really good. Next, I guess we'll get like probably community, because with community we get the mill, and the mill lets us turn wheat into flour. So I want to show you how supply chains work. We're gonna see these guys down here. We're gonna go conquer another neutral city. So this is Reims. We have 4 guys. We should do some pretty good damage here. Now we have 4 guys. By the way, we're gonna be able to do a lot more because they can all attack like more, and they can spread the damage more evenly. But skip ahead here. We broke the walls and we broke the morale of 2 guys. Next turn we should be able to destroy that city, which is pretty cool. We are getting some blood for the Blood Age. Yes. Yeah, this should break the city down. Hopefully, see, now there's only 1 guy to kill though, because the other 2 broke their morale. So we actually, see, we didn't even kill him, so we don't get anything for the Age of Blood, which really sucks. We'll get a new territory though. Once we fight Japan, we should pretty easily get stuff. For now though, I'm gonna get the plus 10 movement speed on the raiders, and again, it spawns 2 more. You see how they just keep spawning? Like, this is what makes it so broken, is that they just keep spawning. I'm also gonna grab this culture and innovation bonus. So you see here, it says plus 10 innovation. That's plus 10 innovation every turn. So in 10 turns, we're gonna get an innovation event, which innovation events are actually pretty cool. Is Civ 6 dead? I don't know. This game definitely has like some really deep mechanics, but Civ 6 just kind of wins on like being okay to look at compared to this game. It's really hard to look past, literally to look past the poor UI in this game. It's very hard to look past. Also, we just found Japan's capital, so um, I think we'll just go for it. I mean, fuck it, right? It's just a fair war. I don't see why not. And there's units here we can kill. So if we can kill 3 units, then we get our Age of Blood. So they've got quite a few units stacked up in there. I'm a little bit concerned. Yeah, see the lose percent is like 10%. We actually want to draw them out. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna go attack his other city in the hopes that it'll draw him out. Also, I'm gonna wait till we can get this to attack cities because the 20% more damage against militias means that we can. Oh, he moved his units in. Okay, nice. Hold on. Attack this first of all. Attack Nagoya. We should just take the city like immediately because they have no wall. So yeah, we killed one. Okay, so that'll help us get a little close to Age of Blood. The UI is a little better than the demo, yeah, but it still definitely is. It's still a bit lacking. I'm actually gonna get this now just so I can get 4 units so we can go and kill all these dudes. Let's attack this. That should definitely kill him. There you go. We're at 5 of 6. We can probably get 6 here. This means that we'll go to the Age of Blood. There you go. The Age of Blood is upon us. So, basically, I have to research. It's a crisis age required. Okay, that's text is so bruh. Research one more thing, and then after that, we can go to the Age of Blood. So we're gonna do that. Let's keep these guys around here. We have a culture power, so we can create a town. I'm gonna create a town. Let's put one. Here we go. Let's try to maybe expand away from this city, but we can go here, I guess, and we have a bunch of stuff we can hunt there. So in terms of, by the way, I was talking about supply chains, right? So I'm going to show you one of the like very simple supply chains. Also, this should be a slaughter. Nice, easy clap. So one of the simple supply chains is if you go cooking, we can do a mill. So a mill, if we look here, we need to actually produce a little more wheat. Oh, why is everyone working on the forests? Get out of piece of trash. So we're going to produce some wheat, okay? And you see here we have 2 wheat and they're grayed out because they're being used. They get turned into flour. Look at the flour. Flour is for six food a piece. So 2 wheat goes to 2 flour. Wheat is normally worth 3 food. So effectively, you're doubling the worth of your food by doing it this way. So 2 wheat becomes 2 flour, and I still have 1 excess wheat. So if I get rid of this, then 2 wheat's 2 flour. That's worth 12 food. So if you look here, we have 15 of 12, and that's because here. Let me just, for the sake of explanation. Actually, why is it that it's giving that much? It shouldn't be giving that much. I guess it's the 4 unemployed guys. I don't know. Or maybe it still counts the wheat even after it gets used. That wouldn't make sense though. Oh, it's because we have bonuses from like our government and stuff. That's why. By the way, point is this is the beginning of a supply chain that we're making. So yeah, let's I should reset my guys like this. Cool, and then we'll do one here. Great. And we need housing. So see, this new need is called housing. The way that we get housing is we build a dwelling, which gives us some housing. I think that, it's pretty self-explanatory, but we don't have any improvement points right now, so we can't. We can upgrade our guys. Upgrading costs military, costs warfare XP, so we'll do that, and then that's all good. End the turn. Okay, and let's get these guys marching south to go and fight Japan. So we have this road, and the road is really nice because that's just, like the road connects even though we're at war. So we can just go all the way straight down to Sapporo, and we see here that he doesn't have his units in there anymore. So we might be able to kill that city now, and if we do that, then he loses. If you conquer a person's only like so there's a difference between regions and vassals. Regions have this like thicker border. So you look at mine, right? If you look at Ekbatana, see this like really thick blue border? That's a region, which is basically a city that I can build, a city I control. The thin border is a vassal. I can't control the vassals. They do their own thing. So basically, if you conquer everyone's regions, their vassals become independent cities, and then that's the end of them. So if we conquer Sapporo, I don't know if he has more cities around, but if we conquer this, then he's out of the game. Let's see how this goes. He does have quite a few militia. He does have a wall. So we might not do so well, but it's okay. We have another raider army coming. They broke the wall down, so that means the next raider army can come in and wreak havoc. Let's go here. Although it looks like they're not going to be able to because they don't have movement points. So rip. Offer peace? No. So we got the officials tech, which gives access to a new building called the market. Gives access to a diplomacy power, which lets us get rid of barbarians. And it gives us an envoy, and, you know, the envoy I'll explain in a second, but we're going to go to Age of Blood next. So Age of Blood's coming. Envoy is a unit that, the way that he works, you put him in one of your own vassal cities, and if you do that, then the integration speeds up. So if you look your integration 8 out of 50. If we put the an envoy there to go faster, and he doesn't get consumed. He just sits in the city and then gives it integration. Or we can send him to a neutral city. So you see, we see the borders of a neutral city. We can send him here, and then he can take over the city for us. So we can just turn him into one of our guys. I'd like to do that, so we're going to send this guy over there. Hopefully he doesn't kill by barbarians. If he does, then go well. Very tragic. And now we're going to attack CPrompt again. See how this goes. Okay, so we won. Yeah, so even though we didn't kill all of them, we broke all their morale, so we get our victory. So we take the city, and Japan is eliminated because they have no more regions. Looks like they had some barbarians down here, which is pretty funny. Let's go and kill those. Oh, that was a barbarian. That was one of their units that they had left over. Okay, we almost have the pillage ability, which is super good. But for now, we actually need to explore more. And here's the thing about raiders. Raiders move more and see as far as scouts. So raiders are actually better scouts than scouts, which is really funny. To me, that's just like hilarious because it's just so horrifically unbalanced. But yeah, basically these guys are better scouts than actual scouts. So we're going to use them to scout out where the other civilizations are, if there are any on this island. Oh, another landmark. Who cares? I'm actually going to get this power that gives me more improvement points because we could really use those. I need to build some dwellings up here, but I got no improvement points. We're going to go all Bad Ages run? Not necessarily, no. I'm just doing Age of Blood because we got raiders to start. So, okay, there's barbarians here, so a little spooky. Let's just go back here. I guess I'll send, like, I don't know. I'll send this army to escort the guy. You see here that, like, our cities keep getting attacked, but the barbarians aren't strong enough to threaten them, so I don't really care. Go here, sure. Government XP, that's nice. Do enjoy some government XP. And we're going to fight just because it generates XP to fight, so no reason not to. We're going to get this pillage. And next up is Victors. And Victors is really important because the 20% health gained after victory means you can basically fight forever. So yeah, we're definitely going to do that. I'm allowed to go to age 6, which is like 200 turns or so. Well, like 180 to show turns. So we can go pretty far today. I don't know if I will go that far, but we'll go pretty far. This thing should go down pretty easily. Yeah, so there you go. We break that down. We get some production. That sounds good. Production is nice. Over here. See if we can find the other civs. I'll just go for, I'll just conquer the whole continent. Screw it, right? Victors and Forced March might stack well. They do stack well. They stack very well. Okay, so we got a chaos event here. This is one I was talking about, the chaos, right? So when we conquer people, we get chaos. The Scots Persia lost their way. So basically, we just lose our cavalry. We could pay 300 gold to avoid it, but I don't have 200 gold, so bye-bye Scout. We didn't want him anyway. He's useless. For us, anyway, because obviously our raiders are just better scouts. Which is really funny. We can get a chariot, we can get some... I'm going to take the 30 Warfare XP, to be honest. Cost some chaos, but who cares? So I'll show you, by the way, the power of Forced March. If I just hit Forced March, like this, they lose some HP, but now I can just attack, I can just move again, and I can destroy this camp. Which is definitely worth it. Do that, we can get some innovation, I guess. We see our innovation's maxed out. So the way this works is basically the chance of getting the innovation event is the percentage each turn is how much over 100 you are. So because we're 20 over, we get 20% chance. So hopefully we get one. We finished our work camp, and work camp's pretty important because it uses production, so now we can actually build like cool stuff. I'm going to build the dolmen. We expand our borders a bit. And then I also want to build some dwellings because we have no, we need some dwellings here. So let's do that. Dwelling. We're in an unfortunate position where there's not really like any, there's no hills like anywhere around here. If there were hills, we could build quarries, and with quarries we could get stone blocks, and stone blocks would give us engineering XP. But because there's like literally no hills at all here, I can't get any engineering XP, and that really sucks because engineering XP gives you the ability to make like specialized towns basically. So because of that, we're sort of shit out of luck with regards to making special towns. But oh well. We'll get there eventually. Some buildings give engineering XP later, but not right now. We're probably going to go Republic. Republic tends to just be the best option if you're conquering stuff, because they give bonuses to vassals, and we have a lot of vassals as a person conquering a ton of places. So we're probably going to go Republic. Or I guess, well, Republic's not till later, but I'm not Republic. I'm thinking of Kingdom. So the two government types that come up later is Kingdom and Imperial Dynasty. Imperial Dynasties for playing tall, Kingdoms for playing wide, more or less. But then later you get Monarchy, Republic, or Empire. And Empire is for like making your army stronger. Republic is for building tall, and Kingdom like it was the Monarchy was for playing wide. When we reach the Age of Blood, in 2 turns we reach the Age of Blood. 2 more turns to get Age of Blood. Also, there's so many barbarians here, dude. Holy shit. They never end. They're coming out of the walls. Also, we literally maxed out on points. Nice. Cool. We got even more raiders now. Send them down here, I guess. Got more scouts. Yeah, they're basically just scouts. The reason why this is so broken is because every time we take one of those powers, we gain more units. So we take this, and now another group spawned, and then I can also spawn more for 20 points. Like that, you can just spawn, you can just spam them, and because they have no maintenance, it's insane. It's absolutely insane how many come out, and it's like okay, like dude, just literally just they never stop, and they're gonna attack me, which is hilarious because they have no chance, obviously. Here's an innovation event. Okay, this one. So you get different innovation events from a pool, and the pool is based on your. From what I can tell anyway, it's based on your national focuses or whatever they're called. The like the raider thing, whatever that was called. I don't know why the domain, whatever. I can't remember what it's called. But basically, this one gives access to raider units, but they have bows instead of being melee. So that's really good. Or we can get 300 gold. I want the ranged units. Basically, better raiders, yeah. We're going to use this guy to claim this city. So here it just becomes our vassal for free. It's pretty cool. And then we'll fight some of the barbarians that were nearby. Cool. We're going to send these raiders up here to deal with this barbarian camp because it's free XP. Here. Nice. Go here. Nice. Every time we win a battle, we get HP back. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going to show you here with Forced March. We do it on this guy. We move here. We get more stuff. Okay, more war for XP. Then we just fight again. And yeah, bam. We can do it again, by the way. We can force march again. And then we can fight this camp. And there we broke the camp now. So we can get more XP. And then we force march again. So then we attack this guy. Like this. And then we can force march again. And you can just keep doing this. It's kind of insane. Yeah, Battle of the Wilderness. Do be battling. We're just gonna keep going here. Bam. And then, why not, right? Why don't we just keep going, right? Yeah, why don't we just keep going, eh? Why don't we just... Oh, also, because we got that knowledge, now we go straight to the Age of Blood. If you heal from every battle, exactly, Basilis, exactly. So, yeah. Age of Blood is here. So, basically, all nations are locked into war, which is pretty cool. No unrest from war, and chaos came from our region for 50%. Most variants have reduced upkeep. We already have 0 upkeep, so it doesn't matter. We get XP for killing non-barbarian units, and we get a new government. So yeah. The thing that's interesting about the new ages, so they have those parameters. That's similar to CK3's like parameter system, right? They have that. Also, the map changes colors. The map's all red now because it's a crisis age. But if we look at our tech, okay, we have different tech. So it's very important to note that when you do a different age, you have you have permanently altered the game because new tech. Okay. It's like there is now a new technology that is not available in other ages. So if you want to have the ability to spawn barbarians whenever you want, only can happen if you went to the Age of Blood. The ones here that are the same as the other ones is smelting and horses. These are here in all the ages. These other 5 are all completely different, and I like that a lot because it means that your actions are very tangible. We're gonna grab this preservation tech because it gives us the ability to make bread out of flour. So you see, remember we made the flour out of the wheat? We can turn the flour into bread, and bread is worth 10 food apiece. So wheat originally was worth 3. So 2 wheat is worth 6 food. 2 wheat goes to 2 flour. 2 flour is worth 12 food. And then 2 flour goes to 2 bread. 2 bread is worth 20 food. So we can just keep stacking up the food modifiers. It also lets us add 1 more town to every region, so we can expand our borders a lot more. It gives us access to an interesting building. This is a salt house, which takes meat and turns it into salted meat. This is from the Age of Blood. This is only available in the Age of Blood. We get access to the granary and the midden. These are both standard buildings, but the salted meat is pretty cool because otherwise there's no what do you call it supply chain for meat until the next era, unless you get this. So it makes meat a lot better, but we aren't using meat, but either way. We should add 2 bow rays to each armor to increase their effectiveness. We could, but we don't even need to, because like I can just force march my dudes. Although one of them got their morale broken. So the thing about force march, you see how this broken sword? One of these guys got their morale broken at some point. So if the morale is broken, they don't fight anymore. So if you look here, we're going to see here that this guy's not fighting. So the morale doesn't recover. One thing to keep in mind, the morale does not come back. So eventually you do have to stop forced marching because eventually you can't keep going. But for now, I mean, dude, like we can keep going for sure. I mean, we don't only 3 of the guys are fighting, but that doesn't matter, right? See, he lost some morale there. So we're almost out of will to fight here. Let's get this loot. What do we got? More Warfare XP, great. That's more forced marches. 69th to 420th Battle of Wilderness. I don't know, but probably pretty soon. Probably pretty soon, honestly. So yeah, now we have 2 guys who are demoralized. We're probably gonna stop fighting now. More Warfare XP. It never ends. It literally never ends. Let's take a look at these guys now. Let's send them forced marching. See if we can find some units to kill to get our HP back. Oh, we found a Civ. Okay, great. So there's this guy. We haven't met him yet, so we have to wait until we actually... Oh, wait, no, we don't need to because we're Age of Blood, so we're always at war. We don't have to even worry about it. Also, Age of Blood, it doesn't tell you in the thing, like in the little preview, but it makes a shit ton of barbarian camps spawn, like, all the time. So you're going to be wiping out barbarian camps constantly, and it's a good thing, because you can wipe them out and get rewards from it. So, if anything, we're happy about this. We're just getting stuff. We literally just get stuff from wiping them out all the time, so we're happy about this. We're actually going to spawn another group of raiders over here, so that we can go and fight these camps over here. You see, we have 3 camps around here, which is just loot. This is literally just loot. You know, like, I'm happy about this. Let's go. More, you know, just give me the loot. 15 improvement points. Like, that's crazy. That's like 7 turns worth of improvement points for me. Alright. Let's go south. One of them is broken, so one of them won't fight, but that's okay. There we go. Honestly, I'll take the exploration XP because I already have enough of the other XP. So, this game does have some interesting, like, stuff you can do with your XP, right? So the Prospector is a cool unit for the scouting XP. The Prospector lets you basically, you spawn him. So let's say I spawn one. We'll put him over here. Is there anywhere with hills? There's nowhere with hills. Okay, never mind. Maybe we don't want to even use him. But basically, you put him on a hill, and then he creates a gold resource. So if you want to, like, it lets you sort of curate what your tiles have. Loot could be nerfed by force versus 10% morale instead of health. Probably that would probably help. But either way, this has been in the game since the demo, and it's just absolutely insane. Go up here so you can find more civs. I don't know if there's any around here, but there's a minor nation there. Okay, you guys, you probably can just take this city, right? Maybe. So one thing that's important to note here, we can't, like, obviously, if we attack again, we'll probably die, so we don't want to do that. But what we can do is we force marched. We can step out to the side here, and then we can use reinforcements. So reinforcements heals us by 50%, so we're going to use it twice. It costs some of your XP, so the guys lost some of their veterancy, but then we can go back in. Although our guys are all morale broken, so we wouldn't do any damage. So never mind, we should stay out here actually, and we'll attack again next turn. But yeah, it's kind of insane. Raiders let you conquer the map like instantly, basically. Take this camp. Boom. Get some of that knowledge. What's after Blood Age? Afterwards, we go to the Age of Kings, which you can think of as like the high medieval era. You know. Right now, we're in like the classical era in terms of equivalency. Notice how the rivers are red, by the way, because it's like rivers of blood. That's the idea. All right. A lot of coal here, which is not useful right now, but will be later. There's a bunch of units. I'm just gonna go take the city now because they left their city. The AI is very dumb in this game, unfortunately. I don't know if it's because I'm on Adept. Adept is medium. I'm on the medium difficulty. But basically the AI is completely brain dead and will just like let you take their stuff. Kind of crazy. Which I will say, to be fair, maybe because I'm on the medium difficulty. We could have put on a harder difficulty, but you know, whatever. I didn't want to play on a hard difficulty. I'm okay on medium. Any other camps? There's one up there, which we're going to go deal with. Go up there and deal with. So in terms of my government XP, by the way, you're probably noticing I'm not really like doing anything with it, and that's because I want to save it when we change governments. I'll show you the new governments soon. When I'm such a good player, I'm not really that good of a player. I'm just like the game just isn't that hard. I'm in the early access Discord. Other players who have been playing on like grandmaster difficulty, it's the same. Like it's a relatively easy game. It's similar to all the Civ games where it's like, well, if you play on the harder difficulty, the AI just gets more resources, and that means that they have an advantage right away. And then once you get past that early advantage they have, you just win. So we're definitely going to force march. So you see all those guys broke their morale, but they didn't die. I want to kill them. Yeah, there you go. So that way we kill them off. First forced march again. Go here. Take all this stuff down for all of its rewards. So we can rush this. We're going to rush this for gold. And now we can do peaceful revolution. So we're going to get a new government. So there's two to pick from in this age. So the kingdom is, again, it's hard to read all this. Basically, like, they specialize with vassals. You see the word vassal appears quite a bit. So they're good all about vassals. Imperial Dynasty is more about like regions. So it's about like, okay, we're going to focus on housing and farms and blah blah blah. I'm gonna go with the vassals because we have a shit ton of vassals from all the conquest we've been doing. Imagine that normally, okay, normally it'd be costing you an ever increasing number of government points to make one vassalized territory. 36 government points for one vassal. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I already counted that. 7, you know, whatever. I have like 7 vassals from just like conquest, you know? And there's no negative to them. They're basically just as good as a vassal that I had created. They just take longer to integrate, but I don't plan to ever integrate them. They're just going to be vassals that'll pay me tribute forever, and it's going to just sit there. And it's kind of insane, not gonna lie. Okay, this event's really annoying. I know this one. It's like really annoying. It spawns 2 barbarian warlords at every single region for everyone. So when the AI gets this, I hate it because then there's like these barbarian warlords are quite powerful. They're at 44. They have like a lot of total stats. So they're, you know, they could be quite a threat. So yeah, that can be very annoying, but it's okay because our raiders are ready to go. You know, they're ready. We should be okay. Spawn another set of raiders to go and help out. Go. Boom. We didn't actually kill them. Damn, that's how strong they are. Didn't I? The 4 guys couldn't kill 1 at least. All right, let's get what should we get next? I guess we start getting some bow raiders. So bow raiders will do really well against these guys because archers tend to counter like melee units, but they get countered by cavalry. So the archers will do good. Sure, why not? I was going to compare to other 4X titles. So the other 4, to give you an idea of what I've played, the other 4X titles I've played are Civ 5, Civ 6, Endless Legend, and Age of Wonders 4. And this one I'd say, like, what does the game bring to the table? Well, it brings like some interesting interactions with like supply chain dynamics. Like the one unique thing that this game really has that's like not really seen anywhere else, that I've seen anyway, is this stuff with the goods, where it's like you produce stuff and then the things that you produce are like turned into other things, and you know that to me is pretty interesting. But beyond that, the other stuff is these like these little unique things. I forget what they're called. I don't know why I can't remember what they're called, but they're you know they're like I can't remember the names, but the national spirits. So the national spirits let you sort of construct a very unique civilization every game that you play, which is cool. That's what it brings to the table, I'd say. They might destroy my city, which would kind of suck. Yeah, they destroyed that one. So when they destroy towns, which the targets for that one as well. Yeah, yeah, they did. No, they did. Yeah, when you destroy a town, what happens is it goes dormant basically, and then you have to spend engineering points to rebuild it. So it is actually quite a pain because they destroyed the area that had my they destroyed the area that had my what do you call it? Um, they destroyed the area that had my like the thing that was making flour, whatever it's called. I think it turns wheat into flour. I don't know why I can't remember the words. What is this thing called? Okay, it's gone now, so I don't know what it's called anymore. But basically, that sucks. It cost me a lot of food, basically, to deal with that. And also it lowered my region level. So you hate to see it. The mill, yeah, the mill, thank you. The mill. Okay. We can just build a new one, though, to be fair. So we can just go mill. And actually, we can build an oven now, so that's pretty cool. The big thing that sucks more than anything is that we lost our region level. So if you look at our region level here, it's 1. So every region level is to support 5 pops. So because, you know, now we lost our village, we no longer can support that many, like we can't support as many. Also, what even is here? Is there? There it is. Okay, there's a unit there. Oh, I can't see what's there. Alright, let's put one of these guys over here. Let's put an archer on them. We got an archer in here now. The archer should be able to do a good job. The way that we get this city back, by the way, this little village back, is we go to engineering, we do rebuild ruined town. So that's going to 25 points, which is a bit of a ways off for me, so because there's not really any stone here, so it's hard to get engineering XP, unfortunately. It is what it is. Sure. Give warlords to my enemies. Okay, they abandoned their city again, so thanks for that AI. I'm just going to go take your city real quick. Clap. I guess we can take this city because it's here. So these guys, by the way, you notice how they're all like max level experience? They do 40% more damage, take 40% less damage. This army is pretty much like unstoppable until people start getting crossbows. Crossbows can take out raiders pretty easily, but other than that, they're just like fucked. Cologne might fall. Even if these fall, I don't really care, to be honest. I'll just go and take them back later. It sucks when they take the villages, though. Because then I have to spend engineering points to get those back, but well. They did take that, so that's unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter that much. And these guys up here, send this guy down here. Boom. And then we will get crossbows, exactly. To be fair, our bow raiders kind of will not counter, but they'll work as a good workaround to the fact that the crossbows will harm our raiders a lot. So we'll end up being okay no matter what. But the point is that we can actually conquer the map. We can conquer at least this side of the map because we're on a continent's map. So there is another side of the world, but we can conquer most of the map pretty much before the Age of Blood even ends. So there's the Roman capital, by the way. So that'll be really easy to take. Destroy this. Nice. Engineering XP. I needed that so badly. Thank God. Okay. Rebuild ruined town. Great. That rebuilds the town, and then it'll expand again. Does many have raider cavalry? I don't know actually. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there's only the bow guys and the not bow guys. So I think anyway. Next we'll build a seat of power, I guess. Actually, let's go with the civic monument to get more influence. Its influence is really good because it expands our borders, and we're also going to get order research. So kingdoms are OP purely because of this button right here, the order research. You can spend 20 points to generate knowledge, and that means you can spam out, and you can spam it each turn. So you can basically end up just having like unending tech because you can just keep spamming it if you can generate enough government XP, which is pretty easy to do. I like how they just destroyed that town, made it neutral, and now are attacking it again because they want to just keep destroying it. Are berserkers considered raiders? No, only raiders are considered raiders. So, oh, there goes that city. Again, doesn't matter. I don't care. At least losing the cities doesn't mean anything to me. Losing this town sucked. But losing other stuff doesn't matter, because, you know, it really just doesn't matter. Check out how good these archers are, by the way. Look at them just destroy this guy. Look at that. Took him down to like half HP, like that, and then the other guys go and finish him off. To give you an idea of what the normal units do, by the way, the archers are just really good, because they do, see here, they do, like, double damage against, or is that 2.5? Damn. 2.5 times damage to line units, which is basically the melee units. Pretty crazy. Okay, y'all can go down here, I guess. Then, I don't know, you guys can go here. Then you guys go up here. Found some iron, that's good. So this city, Colditz, could actually be pretty good for us because it has quite a few good resources around it. I'm gonna start getting these guys to force march around. We have 161 military points, so we can go pretty far. Do that. Two bows and two axes is broken. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. And keep bring everything. Oh, and then we get a refund. It's as if we never even spent any points. Great. And yeah, so the thing is that what I'm showing you here is nothing new. If you played the demo and you were like at all, like for example, I was in the Discord for the early for the for the Millennia. I am still in the Discord for Millennia, and people were discussing this whole Raider thing since the very beginning. It's like a known thing. I'm just surprised that they haven't changed it in any way yet, because I would have thought that they would have been like the devs, I mean, would have been like, yo, this is kind of fucked. I think it was Zieli. I've seen his videos, and I don't know. CK3 challenges are interesting. Um, because also nice we get refund our stuff. Because I find them really boring, but it's probably not because they're bad challenges. It's probably just because I'm like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn too much, but I'm just like way too Giga Chad to like be like impressed by like some 100 dev challenge. You know what I mean? Like it is impressive to the wider community, and like it's not nothing. I'm not saying like, oh bro, I could do it in my sleep. Like yeah, it's cool, but it's like for me the fun of CK3 is more like the storytelling and more like the unique stories people come up with as they play. That to me is more interesting than like a challenge or whatever. So I don't really care much for like those kind of videos, but I do respect the skill, you know. Laboratory Theater patch 1.6. I did play it briefly. It's just a UI update slightly, so the game still has all the same problems. And I'm waiting. At this point, I'm waiting for. Also, this is quite a heavily fortified city. At this point, I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for. What do you call it? I'm waiting for Spheres of Influence. I dare you to challenge. Did they challenge him in what way? What would I? How would I challenge him? Just challenge you many things. Okay, this isn't a. Okay, this is just. I mean, this is just cherry on top. This is a innovation event that gives us 20% more damage to all militia units until we get gunpowder. So cool. That's just 20% more damage. Militia units are the guys that are in cities. In case you forgot. We see here that now he's got berserkers, and these guys are pretty good against my units, I think. Yeah, so these guys counter my units because they're considered. What are they considered? They're also line, so they're line units that also counter line units. So basically, they're the counter to my raiders, you could say. So yeah, looks like they won the battle there. But I think that we can probably just outdo them by just having more units. So yeah, we'll just we're gonna force march these guys back. Just some bugs. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I saw that generalist covered the. He mentioned in the video about that like he wasn't sure if there would be a hotfix, and then there was a hotfix like right after, which is really funny. But yeah, see here that like these berserkers do actually like defeat us, but I'm just gonna kill. I'm just gonna win on pure volume, even if I'm like losing unit to unit. It's gonna win on pure volume. Millennia is. I've been enjoying. Also, they just wiped that army. Damn, Millennia is pretty enjoyable. I've been enjoying it, but it's got some pretty glaring balance problems. That's the thing it needs fixing. Is the balance. The balance is just like completely off. We can't spawn. We can't spawn bow archers the way that we can spawn regular raiders. We can only create bow archers or bow raiders as part of like construction, like production on a city. So I don't really want to like do that. So I'm just not caring. But yes, the bow raiders would be the counter to those berserkers. And we're gonna take the city back. Nationalize it again. Cool. Guys, I don't keep scouting, I guess. Sure. So yeah, I'd say that's it right now in terms of my assessment of this game is like it just needs to get some balancing fixes because my god, it's completely ridiculous how some of this stuff works. There you go. I don't know why, chat. Okay, so as most of you probably know, I'm fasting for Ramadan. It's the morning, so this should in theory be the part of the day where I am like the least hungry. Right now, I don't know why. I'm like starving. I don't know why. I shouldn't be. It's like the beginning. I ate like a couple like maybe like 7 hours ago, and I'm just, like my stomach is like, bro, I'm pissed. My stomach's right now, like verbatim, just like yo, I'm upset. I'm not happy. My stomach is saying right now. Bro is pissed. Just force march and kill that army off. Guess we can get I don't know. So 4 counts. So it doesn't really matter. I haven't been focusing like at all on drink water. No water. It's Ramadan fast. I don't know why I shouldn't be feeling that hungry this early in the day, but my stomach is grumbling. Maybe from playing Millennia. Maybe. I actually didn't defeat that camp. That's crazy. Sir, please defeat the camp. It's like the engineering XP. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna upgrade this city, expand the town. So right now we don't have any like we don't have any like lumber around it, but we can make it a lumber town. So you see lumber town, and it gets changed to production based on the lumber around it. But obviously we don't have any. It hasn't expanded into theirs yet. So once it does, that'll be pretty based. Waiting the hunger. Oh yeah, I know. I've fasted before. I fasted like more than half my life now, but so I know. I'm just. It still sometimes gets me when I'm like, oh, why am I hungry right now? I shouldn't be hungry yet. But yeah, it'll go away soon, and then we chill. I didn't mean to click that. Yeah, I was thinking about before the stream. I was thinking about like, okay, if someone asked me like, would you recommend Millennia, right? I was like, like it's pretty innovative in several ways. It does have quite a bit of innovation in it, but it suffers from just like, oh my god, not this event again. I hate this. No. Uh, God. I clear out all these motherfuckers now. It suffers from just like such a huge lack of polish that it's almost hard to recommend in a way because it's just like, holy shit, it's so just like hard to look at, and it has these glints of like of amazingness where it's like you have all these cool synergies between the different national spirits, and you have like the cool supply chain stuff, and like it has so much. I hate to say it because like this word is always like, loaded, but it has so much potential, what I mean? It has so much potential, and then it just feels like, it's held back a lot by its ugliness. To be quite frank, I didn't think it would hold it back this much, but having played it for like 45 hours or so, it is held back quite a bit. Look at this in Civ 6. I mean, dude, okay, if that's your genuine opinion, like based, I guess, but like I cannot agree with that. The thing as well is that the game is horribly balanced, right? So the mechanics are interesting and cool, but they've got balance issues out the wazoo. They can need to fix a lot of balance issues to make this game more viable. I guess we can go like here. We can make like a farming town. The game has some pretty painful balancing issues. Rip that city, by the way. Not that it matters. None of these cities going away really matters at all. In fact, I feel like in a way I've actually done you a disservice by showing you the raider like strats, because the raiders make the game really boring in a lot of ways. Actually, I find it they do. I find the raiders make the game really boring because you just go and conquer everything, and it's like just click 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 like whatever. But the game can actually have some very interesting dynamics between like trying to like get all the right stuff in your cities and building outposts, and like in a way I'm actually doing you a disservice showing you this, but yeah, it is what it is. I I actually, so I'd say I was playing this game a shit ton when I first got early access because I was so excited to check it out, and I still am excited. Like I still do play it, and I do enjoy it quite a bit when I do play it. But as I've been playing more, I've been like getting, I don't know, more and more burnt out on it, I guess you could say, which is natural. That's not a problem with the game. That's like every game is like that. You get more burnt out on it. But like basically, I don't know. It feels like this game is pretty fun to like explore. Where it's like, oh, I want to see what comes at the next stage, or comes at the next stage, and then once you've kind of explored most of the game, it quickly becomes like, this is kind of like whatever. Did we get broken? Did we get our morale broken? No. Okay, okay, we won the battle. Nice. There goes Segundum. So there goes Rome. They're gone. They just abandoned their capital, so because of that, they lose. But okay, back to the original question. What would I recommend this game? I think it's gonna depend how it maybe looks on release. Because looking at the early access, it's gonna get boring after like. Oh, and this is funny because this is actually quite a good value proposition in theory, but give it like 40 hours and you'll get bored of it. Like I'm pretty sure. You know, you're not gonna get like unending. Not like how with Civ 5 or Civ 6, where it's like, yo, dude, like I never stop playing this game. It's like no, this game, give it like 40 hours and you'll probably stop playing it. Is how I look at it. And for a 4x game, that's pretty bad value. Usually you would expect more of a 4x game. At least in my opinion, you would expect more. Um, but it's a pretty solid base of mechanics, though. If they could just balance it a bit better, I could see it being a lot better than it currently is, but it's got some real balance problems, and it makes it a little bit boring to play, because you can basically choose to play intentionally, like, weaker builds to get something more interesting, but that always feels pretty bad, so, like, intentionally play wrong, basically. Or you can, I don't know, just, like... or you can, like, just play really boring, powerful builds over and over again. I'm waiting till I get this install satrap ability, because then it increases our vassal prosperity. And once that happens, like, all our vassals will get slowly more and more powerful, and you'll kind of see how quickly it snowballs out of control. Who asked for this? Your mom. Got him. Nightbot coming in clutch for me. Thanks. Thank you. Do we consolidate the continent? Almost. Almost. There's a lot of gaps because the AI didn't settle very widely, which makes sense because we're on normal, so I wouldn't expect them to be too insane, but there's a lot of gaps in the continent still, but we can go and start settling everything. But the thing is, settlers get more and more expensive, and playing wide in this game is actually pretty bad. Generally speaking, playing tall is kind of just better. I wish it wasn't the case that it was just better, but like, basically what you want to do more or less is have like maybe as much as like 4 cities, like 3 to 4 cities that you like manage and take care of, and then after that everything should just be a vassal that just gives you like tribute, and that's far better than having like every city exist, because every city you make in every region, I should say, see the difference in region and then the name, like the Ecbaton is a region, the rest of them are just cities or whatever, they're vassals. Every region that you make makes you produce less culture. It increases your culture upkeep. So you don't want to be making a bunch of cities because your culture costs more, and culture powers are very powerful. So we want to be using them as much as we can. Sure. Send that barbarian in there because why not? Barbarian versus barbarian. Let's just keep going. We gotta take the city down. That's kind of like our last big city on this continent, I'm pretty sure. And then from there, there's a second continent on the other side of the map that we can go to and like try to colonize or something. Or we can, honestly, okay, and this is the funny thing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Um, I don't, I don't even know if I might even just restart and just not play Raiders or something, rather than go through with this. Although to be honest with you, like I'm feeling so hungry that if this doesn't go away, like I might like stop the stream a little bit earlier than I thought I would, because like hard to stream when I'm feeling this hungry. I don't know why. It should go away soon, but my stomach's like just like, bro, let's not letting up, you know? Annoying. All right, let's attack this. We attacked with crossing a river, which we shouldn't have, but it is what it is. Are you excited by the prospect of EU5? Definitely. EU4 is a very old game, and it could use a facelift how CK2 got with CK3. Even if EU5 ends up being less complicated than EU4, I think that just like the fresh coat of paint will do a lot. So what the fuck? Oh, that's the barbarian. I was like, oh, what happened to my army? Some updated graphics would do wonders for EU4. So if EU5 is literally just like if EU5 is just EU4 but with some fresh graphics, that would be a win in my book. To be honest. All right, medium damage, sure. Down. How does this go? Okay, we did get broken, so I'm gonna actually go like this, forced march. Send you up here, and we'll let you rest. We'll let you rest here. Reinforce. Okay. Keep exploring. I mean, there's not really. I think I got rid of all the barbarian camps, so we should be good. We're gonna get out of the Age of Blood, because I'm tired of all the barbarians. So we're gonna go to Age of Kings. It'll take a long time because we haven't really like. Again, I've just been kind of ignoring the macro, so I have like no research built or anything. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, having a pop system in EU4 is something which I think is really cool, but like you said, the performance issues are scary. But also, like, I'm not sure if pops are well suited. I didn't mean to click that, but it's fine. I'm not sure if pops are well suited to the like EU4 esque. Also, they left their capital. That's really nice of them. Thank you. Makes it easy for me to conquer. I'm not sure if it's well suited to like EU4's ethos, you could say. Also, you guys know the region. Okay, Berlin. But we'll see what happens with it, right? We'll see what comes of it. I assume they'll try to keep the performance issues to a minimum if they can. Also, damn, there goes that town. But they also might not. Who knows? I don't know if Paradox really cares. I'm not sure. But hopefully they at least try. Let's keep going. I'm just throwing units away. I didn't even... Okay, we took it. Cool. So I'm pretty sure once we take this last city in the south, we'll have the entire continent and like to ourselves completely. And that's pretty based, I guess. Nice. The barbarians are killing my enemies for me. Okay. Guys can chill. We'll focus on things like arts and research. I guess so, yeah. I guess once I conquer the map, I guess I can show you more of like kind of the mechanics in peace, you could say. So here's a big thing. Here's where our power is going to scale immensely. We're going to grab install satrap. So this gives 5% vassal prosperity per turn. If you look at, let's say, let's look at, say, this city, right? This city has 100% prosperity, which means it gives 100% of its positives. If it gets to 300%, it gives triple its positives. If you look here, we're getting 1.8 income, 0.42 learning, 0.42 culture, 0.62 improvement points. Once we hit 300% prosperity, we're going to get triple that. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, okay? But remember, this game's numbers are pretty small scale. We're making 5.3 research right now. 1.7 of that is from vassals. So, triple that in 20 turns. Wait, hold on, 5%. It's 20 per 100. So, in 40 turns, it'll double. Now, to be clear, we're going to get more prosperity other ways because we can also spawn merchants. So, check this out. So, we spawn a merchant. This merchant sits in this city, and you see he's got this blue bag now. This gives plus 10% prosperity. So we're going to send this merchant around to increase prosperity, and then once prosperity is maxed out, we're going to go send him around to other places to increase prosperity, and we're going to very quickly be snowballing because we have a lot of vassals. And the more vassals we have, obviously, the more, you know, the more stuff we're going to get out of our prosperity. So we're going to quickly see that, like, we're going to get a lot of everything because our vassals are going to be giving us stuff. Later on, they're going to give us even more than just like money and wealth and knowledge and all that. They're also going to give us stuff like they're going to give us domain points. They're going to give us all kinds of things, and it's going to be pretty OP. Pretty OP. Okay, there goes that army. Rip. Okay, vassals are rebelling. I don't want that, so I'm gonna pay the money because that's really annoying to deal with rebels. Excuse me. Okay, so there's a couple cities that like broke free because of the rebels or because of the barbarians, so we'll go and conquer those. But for now, let's rush our culture because why not? And let's get another thing. I think I'd like I don't know, just give me a Eureka. Let's go to the next era faster. And then over here, we're actually having unrest problems, so I'm gonna real quick just buy. So all units have unrest suppression. You see here, this guy has 8. City guards have double. So basically, every unit, from what I've seen, every unit just has 4. That's like the default number is 4. But then the city guards have 8. So we're just gonna buy a city guard real quick. We're gonna buy 2, in fact. Because see, we have unrest here. This is from just population. So baseline populations do produce unrest. Do that, then we'll go back to make the seat of power. This guy should keep the unrest down. Good. Keep him there. This is our like archer stack, and I guess we can send them down to help, but honestly it doesn't matter anymore. We have a lot of improvement points, and I haven't really used them for anything, but we can build a midden. So what's happening here, we're lacking sanitation. So like here, we're missing, we only have 0.9 out of 2 required sanitation. So I'm gonna drop a midden here, and now we have 200%, so we're good. So Goblin Guy, yeah, we're winning. We've conquered the entire continent, basically. So we're winning pretty hard, you could say. We're just wiping up some of the neutral territories that broke free from barbarians because of the Age of Blood. There you go. Good. So this is a army that was previously controlled by a player that when they got eliminated became a barbarian army. And it's actually a pretty scary army, so it's a little bit spooky. They got crossbows, and crossbows do hurt our raiders quite a bit. It is what it is, but fine. We'll deal with them eventually. Max on War for XP again. At least I will say this, they thought of this. The cost to make more raiders gets increasingly higher the more you use them. So I was told real gamers have gold Amex gold cards to pay off their statement balance. True or false? I mean, it's good to have a line of credit that you reliably pay off, I guess, for the purpose of your credit score. But I don't know. It's also pretty pog just to like not have debt. So that's pretty poggers. Guess we can also rebuild this town. Good. If we look over here at Ganzak, this is a lumber town. So we're gonna want to put lumber around it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Because we're gonna notice this. If I build a forester here, all right, check this out. Now we're getting +2 production on the city. So we definitely want to be doing that. We don't need that. I think we just get like, I don't know, granary for the free food. So buildings are like just kind of good. Like similar to Civ 5 and Civ 6, where it's like buildings are just like good. If you always want to be building them, we're gonna do that. This. Nice. Okay. So this is a game published by Paradox, but not developed by them. This is called Millennia, and it's made by CPrompt Games, but it's published by Paradox. So Paradox adjacent, you could say. They actually beat me in that battle. Are you kidding me? What is this unit? They just like an elite barbarian. Die, bro. that. I'm just getting rid of all these just getting rid of all these camps because they spawn more units and those are annoying. Once you got out of the Age of Blood, the camps will stop spawning so much because basically they're spawning like all the time. So barbarian units are just coming out of like everything. But yeah, those guys are scary, so we're gonna let them come attack us in the city. It looks interesting. It is interesting, but it has some glaring flaws that unfortunately hold it back. So look here, 160% prosperity. Now we're making 0.6. I wish there was a way to see like how this is calculated. It just says from vassal income. I don't know, like these are the buildings that are in this place. I don't know exactly how any of it's calculated, but it's what it is. There's a bit of opaqueness with this game, I guess, which is unfortunate. I don't like when my strategy games are opaque. It bothers me. Build another group of raiders so we can get a 4-stack. Go. One thing this game has that's pretty bussin' is an undo button, by the way. I did it by accident earlier, but you can basically undo your actions, which is cool. You know, I don't know how that'll work in multiplayer, but I think you can't undo battles or anything. You can undo like movement and stuff, which is a bit weird because like you could scout with that in theory, I guess, but it's nice because sometimes you make accidental clicks, right? It's nice to be able to undo those. Okay, so this... left click to open diplomacy. I think this is a bug. I'm just gonna take a picture of this for the devs or whatever. I don't think this is supposed to say left click to open diplomacy, but let's take it, whatever it is. I don't know what it was, but we took it. There are some bugs here and there in the pre-release version, which is to be expected. Just important to keep in mind as we go. Okay, so let's keep building up more foresters. Good, okay. So, the supply chain for wood is, in my opinion, really, really OP. So we see here that we have three we have 3 logs. This makes 2 production each, but we're going to make that even better pretty soon. What's up, Fishman? How you doing? We're gonna build another improvement once we have the improvement points for it. It's gonna make that like super good. Because production obviously is kind of king in a lot of these kind of games. It increases tribute. I don't know. Who knows? How's Ramadan? It's not bad so far. I'm pretty hungry right now, which I'm surprised by. It's still early in the fast, and already I'm getting a bit hungry, but it is what it is. And this is like one of the last barbarian camps that I think is like nearby. There might be more spawning somewhere. There's one over there, okay. But that's behind a mountain, so that can't really do anything. It'll make boats, but that's not that bad. I don't really see any other ones. I wish there was a way to see like when a camp spawns, so I could know to go and kill it if it spawns in like my vision, but it is what it is. Go down here and take this city back. Sun is already gone here? Yeah, well, you're in Germany, right? So, it makes sense, but... Ripped off Ramadan for non-night shift people? Yeah, even then, I will say Ramadan's not that tough. It's just, when you're in the height of the... When you're in the height of the, you know, the hunger, it can make it hard to focus on stuff, but other than that, it's not too bad at all. No, you're not? Where are you then? You had a German name, so I assumed you were German, but to be fair, it's not, So they could be Austrian or something. Some other weird kind of German. For the market, I guess. Okay, so I have enough points for it now, I think. Let me just check. Bavaria. Bavaria is in Germany, you motherfucker. We don't have enough money for it yet. Hold on. Wait, we don't have improvement points for the saw pit. The saw pit converts the wood into like an even better kind of wood. That's super good. Okay, Mr. American. But Canada's not in America. Well, it's in the continent of America, but it's not in the country of America. So, we turn 3 logs to 3 lumber, which doubles the worth of the logs. So now, if we look over here, Yes, it is. No. We look over here. We now have 3 lumber for 4 production apiece. That's 12 production. Keep in mind, we make a total of 25. So I have more or less, doubled the production like of my entire place, and the lumber town is giving 6 production. So this is what I mean about how this game does have genuinely like some some fun things to do where it's like you can feel like you're really big brain for making stuff. Also, Sopic is engineering XP, so we can turn wood into engineering XP as well. Can you make lumber to planks, double their productivity? That's exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did. We turned I don't well we turned logs into lumber, and then from there, from what I've played, this is the end of the wood line. There's no more to do with wood, which sucks. And this is where I have to bring up the kind of unfortunate reality that this game has. Like, okay, I need a note. I need a notepad. It's notepad time. Okay, I'm gonna try to explain as best I can what I'm trying to say, and if I have a notepad, it'll be easier for me. Let me just quickly open up a new source. I know this always takes forever, but don't worry about it. Notepad, and it captures the notepad. Okay, I'm trying to do my best to explain this. Okay, so like, okay, okay. It feels fun to put together a supply chain, right? Okay, makes you feel big brain. In reality, it's very simple. Like, you know what I mean? But this is good though. Like, this sounds like an insult to the game. A game that can take a simple like thing and make you feel smart for it is good. That's actually like a very that's actually a very good thing, right? So that's a good thing. Okay. The supply chains are quite shallow in reality though, and because of that, okay, and because of that, like there's it gets old fast. Okay, so I remember the first time. I'm gonna hide the notepad for a second. The first time that I did like farm here, I'm also right. The first time I did farm to mill to oven, I was like, yo, that's based. Okay, I was like, cool, right? I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I realized that that is the end of the wheat supply chain. Because I was like, oh, bro, can I get like, can I get like cows that make milk, and then the milk makes butter, and then the butter can butter the bread, and I can get buttered bread, and then could I get meat and put it with the bread and make sandwiches? Like, here, I'll put this in the notepad actually, because this is like, I'll show you what the expectation was. So the expectation was like wheat to flour, and then from there to like bread, or let's say, I don't know, or what else could you even use for flour? I don't know, bread or cake or whatever, like other food, right? And then you could go like bread to bread plus meat to sandwiches, and then these could each give different bonuses, right? Whatever. These could all have their own bonuses, but instead, okay, like, and then it could be like sandwiches plus I don't know, sandwiches plus some wacky variant HBS into into you know like vitamin pills. I don't know. What you see what I mean? Where like my brain goes to this idea of like these very complex supply chains. Reality, okay, reality. Okay, wheat to flour to bread. That's it. It's over. That's it. Um, that's the supply chain. Okay, then you could have like, oh, I don't know. One of the good ones is like you can do iron to ingots to tools, right? We haven't discovered that yet, but I'll spoil it for you. Iron to ingot to tools. And I was thinking, okay, like that's pretty cool, right? But you can also turn the ingots into spears, okay? Spears give warfare XP. Tools give production, okay? And when I saw this, I was like, oh, yo, that's cool. That's really, really cool, right? I like that, because then you had a choice. It's like, okay, if I have iron, the ingots can either become something that gives more production, or it can become something that gives me more XP. And that's an interesting strategic choice, right? So this is an interesting strategic choice, right? That's cool. But it's the only one, basically. It's basically the only one that I can think of that was like an interesting choice. Like there's no choice. Think of it like this, right? Okay. When I choose to convert my wheat, over here my wheat, into flour, into bread, this was not a choice. This was just the correct move. Like this is a common problem with a lot of strategy games. I feel like that I've been playing recently is that there just is the correct move, and that is really boring. I don't want the correct move. I want interesting choices that require me to think about what move I want to make. So one interesting move, one thing this game does right, is thinking about what tech to do. So you see here, I still haven't gone back into defenses because I never needed defenses. I was too busy conquering everyone to possibly need this. So I didn't get it. Same with workers. I didn't really care much for what workers would have given me, so I just basically skipped it over. I could go back and get it for like 4.502827 research points. Pretty good decimals there, nice. I could go ahead and do that. But it's like, I like that I had a choice about what I wanted to do, and I made that choice, and that was based on strategy. That's cool. Right? Same with over here. There's a couple techs I didn't get. I didn't need belief. I didn't care about tech. So the temple is basically your tech and culture building. I was like, it's fine. I got raiders. I'm gonna conquer everyone. Don't care. But take, for example, the weaver, this building. This weaver converts 2 wool and cotton, or flax, to 2 cloth. Okay? Now, like, I've played all the way up to age 6. All up to age 6, which is, this is age 3. The 3 more ages, the Age of Kings, and then the Age of, like, Discovery, or the Age of Renaissance and the Age of Discovery. I forget. But, there's no more... there's from what I've seen up to age 6, there's nothing beyond cloth. Okay? So, some supply chains just kind of end when they feel like they really shouldn't. So for example, cloth is a good example of this. Okay, so like cloth should be a pretty versatile item, right? Well, no, it's actually the end of a supply chain that I know of. From ages 2 to 6. There may be more beyond age 6. But to be clear, though, the idea of 4 ages, okay, of cloth being the end of the supply chain is kind of ridiculous. Now, I will say that I think I want to check this, so I'm going to load another one of my save files real quick to check this. I think one variant age... I have a bunch of games I've played, Jesus Christ. I think, was it this one? Let me just check. Just gonna load a bunch of games that I have where I went to further ages. I can show you off some of the stuff. Yeah, this is good. I can show you some of the bigger supply chains actually by doing this. Here I'm in the Age of Alchemy, which is actually a pretty cool age. It's a variant age. But yeah. I believe there was one tech to let you turn cloth into tapestries, and tapestries gave you art instead of giving you money. But that was only for a variant age. It was only for like some variant age. I forget what it was. Let me see if it was in this game that I had it. Because that game with the Raiders is like whatever. We keep playing it, like who the hell cares? Okay, here's my game all the way in age 6. Okay, so I just hit the Age of Alchemy or whatever. Also, the game is horribly laggy, by the way, but whatever. I'll show you the ages that I had, right? So Age of Stone, we went to the Age of Bronze. These two are always the same. I went to the Age of Iron, so no Age of Blood. Okay, then I went to Age of Plague. So this happens when you don't have enough sanitation, basically. But did any of these give what I was thinking of? No, I don't think so. But basically, you see here we have the kitchen, right? So the kitchen turns meat into delicacies. But, like, I think that it's kind of, like, I don't like that it's just meat to delicacy. I mean, it does meat, olives, or sugar to 2 delicacies, but it's not meat and sugar. It's not meat and olives. You can have 2 meat and it becomes, like, a delicacy. And it's just too simple. It's like, why? Who cares, dude? The winery turns grapes or rice into fine wine. Like, these buildings to me just aren't that interesting, I guess you could say. Look over here. I think, did I get anything interesting in the Age of... Was there anything interesting in the Age of Renaissance? Not really. Like, the variant ages sometimes have some interesting stuff, but beyond that, it's kind of, like, super boring. Like, here in the Age of Alchemy, we do get some interesting stuff. So here in the Age of Alchemy, we can turn gold into stuff. So if you look think it's yeah. So you can turn gold into knowledge. That's interesting. You can turn gold into I think it was food. So you can turn gold into food and sanitation. So this is interesting. The thing is, it's not a supply chain. These alternative ages, yeah, sure, it's actually a good idea. So ages. Here's all the ages. It only shows the ages that are in this run though, which is unfortunate. Better that I show you like more like this. So the thing is that okay, I want to make a really important difference here. Okay, there's a difference between a supply chain and multiple uses for one resource, right? For example, gold can become many things if you go to the age of alchemy, which makes sense, you know, because you're turning gold into other stuff, right? But that's not a supply chain. It's not combining resources to create new resources that iterate on themselves to make even more new resources. It's just, you know, it's just like oh it's just different uses for one resource. Um it's like it's cool to have that because it is a strategic choice. But it's also kind of like whatever. Like I think if I look at my city here in Arbella, let's look at some of the supply chains I have here. So the game is getting pretty complicated at this point. But if you look here, like try to judge plays wise. No, I haven't heard of that. Never heard of it. So you have this cloth, right? This is the cloth. It doesn't do anything. It just stays as cloth. But if you look, I have some clay. I turn the clay into bricks, and the bricks don't become anything. The bricks just stay. I have some what is this fertilizer? This is from the cows thing, whatever. I have some logs. These become oh the why these become lumber and that's it. The logs could have also become paper. The paper can be pretty useful, but I had I'm exporting some oil to somewhere else. I have some flour that just became bread, and that's all the bread is used for. It's like it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything with this stuff. I have the cotton. The cotton becomes the cloth, and that's all it does. If you look at say Taxila, I think I have like tools here. So we see here that I had iron, and the iron became ingots, and the ingots became tools, and the tools became machinery. But you see how all of these paths are just straight lines? Like I'm just upgrading. I'm just upgrading these things. Now to be clear, now to be fair, the tools are 8 production turned into machines. They become 4 improvement points. So you are having an actual choice about the conversion of like resource types or whatever. But it's just a straight line though. I'm not seeing very many like expansive, interesting supply chains. I'm just seeing straight lines going on here. So we see here I did grapes into wine. Fine wine, I should be clear, but just fine wine. Like whatever, like who cares, dude? It's kind of just there. Look at Delphi. I think this one had I had olives, which could have become either delicacies or cooking oil. It turned into cooking oil. Okay, but the cooking oil doesn't do anything. Like I wish I could use the cooking oil for something, but it just sits here and just makes food and wealth, which should be clearly, you know, it's cool, but I don't know. It'd be nice to have something a little more. What an Izmir? What are we doing here? Again, same thing. I have all the see how all the supply chains are pretty similar. It's pretty much the same supply chains over and over again. Also, all these barbarians, damn. In this run, I didn't conquer, so I tried to play tall. So I have like these 4 cities, and they went pretty hard. I have like this lumber town of Bactra, and it's fun to make the different town specializations. So we see here I have all these foresters, and Bactra is giving like a ton of production. It's giving 12. It's cool to manage your like needs. So there's a lot of potential, but I think that when I saw also the game is horribly lag. By the way, I don't know if you can see it, top left, 20 FPS. This game is so laggy. It's kind of upsetting how laggy it is. Let's take a look at this Aztec run. What was I doing here? I forget what I was even doing. But this one is not Age of Renaissance, or this one is not the Age of Alchemy. It's the Age of Discovery, I think. But point is the game is just like I don't know. It needs more. It needs more supply chains. It needs more choices. It's funny that I say that because the ages are all interesting choices and like there are interesting choices, but they get old so fast because a lot of them are just kind of correct choices, and that's the problem. You need more like variety of interesting choices. Sorry, yawning. Okay, so here, you see my little Aztec Empire up here, or whatever. Um, Again, I didn't end up being warlike in this run, so I didn't do a bunch of like crazy stuff. But it's the Age of Discovery, which is I think this one's the variant age. Yeah, this is a variant on the Age of Renaissance. So basically, this is one where like we go and colonize a bunch of shit, which is cool. Oh, this actually is the age before the Age of Enlightenment. Okay, so the Age of Enlightenment is where the Age of Alchemy goes. The game is shallow. It feels kind of shallow, yeah, but it's funny. Okay, I gotta clarify though that like it feels shallow after a certain number of hours. I'll add that here. So game feels shallow, but it takes like 50 hours to set in. So it's not like you get in and it's like boring. You get in and it feels really, really, really like interesting and really complex. And then you play it for like a campaign or two, and it's like, okay, no, I get how this works now. If you look at my stuff here, I went like pure engineering, so I have mound builders, I have machinery, and the stuff that you get is cool. Like for example, with the machinery guy, you get the iron prospector. Remember the prospector we showed before that spawned gold? Iron prospector is that, but he spawns iron, which is really really cool. Like it's interesting. Like it means that basically you can sort of force the game's hand, right? So I'll demonstrate for you. I think I already did a bunch of it, but like over here I spawned a bunch of iron because I wanted iron, so I just spawned some. And I like that as an idea because it means that you can like kind of almost in a way craft the like world you want to see. Like if I spawn a guy here, we can put iron down right here. So I guess be like, you know what? There's iron here now. So now there's iron here. So if you want to do a certain build, but the area around you isn't working out, then just make the area around you different, right? And I like that a lot as an idea, but then like, you know, machinery ultimately just isn't really that good, to be honest with you. Like I wish machinery was kind of better. The trebuchet isn't that useful. The +3 wealth is like, who cares? Like I'm not making, you know, I'm making so much money and it's not from furnaces, tell you that. I don't know. Load another game. What else we got here? What else can I show off? Here, a Japan run. Let's take a look at this. I think this one, what did I do in this Japan run? I don't know if I conquered the world or what, but there's another Age of Alchemy. I always say Age of Alchemy because the Age of Alchemy is most interesting. It was the most interesting to look at. It was like a mobile game. It does like a mobile game. The game is look, everyone said it during the demo. Everyone's saying it now. The UI is like disgusting. Like the UI is just like so bad. And it's not just bad because of the look. It's bad because it's hard to know what's going on. It's hard to read. It's hard to like understand kind of what a lot of things are saying, and that's kind of the killer blow, to be honest with you. Let's see here. Okay, what was I doing in this Japan? Okay, this I conquered the whole continent. Okay, this is to give you an idea of what happens if you conquer the whole continent, right? So, I've conquered like everything. There's just nothing. Like this is the whole continent, and I sort of larped like you know, an isolationist Japan, right, where there's another continent out there, um, like it's like playing like you know Japan, but it's all isolated and stuff, and you know like if you look at some supply chains in where's my cap? My cap was not Ankara, is it? That wouldn't make sense. Probably Edo, yeah. So look here, like what have I got? Like we got quite a few supplies going here. I was there a fish fighting. It's that I think my utility ship got attacked or something. Doesn't matter. If you look at Edo here, the game is also so laggy. It's so laggy when you get to the mid game. I think what let me look at my supply chain. So I think I have paper being turned. I have wood being turned into paper, and then this is good. So paper turns into several different things. So paper I'm turning right now into religious texts, and religious texts give me like religious happiness and also give me some luxury. And then there's other things you can do with paper. So this is an example of a good supply chain where it's like, yeah, wood into paper, and then you have a couple different options. I think it's like books and manuscripts, which give like different rewards or whatever. But that's pretty cool. But that's like the exception though. We see here the ingots can get turned into like tools, spears, or guns. And again, this is another example of like a good thing, but it's just not like what about like what does my cloth do? Like cloth just chill. The cloth just sits there. The tobacco just sits there. The tea just sits there, right? It's like what? Well, thanks, Rick. Well, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Even the marble turning into like so I have marble being turned into stone blocks. The stone blocks don't go anywhere. They just chill. And it's like okay, it would be nice to make something a little more interesting out of this, you know? The civs are not different. The civs are not. The civs don't have any differences. They're just flavor. So yeah. There's the game definitely has that problem. Also, look at the lag, dude. To be clear, this is not just a problem with me. All the other early access people have also been saying this. The game runs like shit, and I'm not sure why, but it just if you turn off the yield icons, it gets a little bit better. But even then, I'm getting 20 FPS on just like a 4x game, and like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, this is not some like crazy stuff. Also, to give you an idea of how OP, remember I was talking about the combo of like building up prosperity. Check out Ekbatana here. It's giving me 50 income and 2 research. Now, to be clear, you can get even more. You can get even crazier stuff. But if you look at our research here, I'm getting 30.37 from vassals. So almost half my research coming from vassals. Even the culture is like 37. They're giving more. They're giving more culture than they're costing me, which is crazy. Actually, I went raiders and I conquered the map, and then went to inventors and shogun it. So the way that you build up the identity of your country is through this stuff. So as Japan, of course, I took shogunate, you know, and the way that shogunate works is it gives you like some unique units. It gives you a daimyo, which basically makes your cities run better. But like it would be nice, I guess. You know, I don't I know that they're not trying to do this. I think they're trying to avoid doing this. It'd be nice to have like some kind of identity for each country, even if it was as simple as like one unique tech. Just give one unique tech for a country. Just like you know what, they get this one thing that's theirs, and that's that. That'd be kind of cool, but it is what it is. Um, these are all my raiders. They're just chilling. They went and conquered the map and then just like stopped. They had nothing else to do. Yeah. It probably is all these little villages. Yeah, these probably are causing a lot of. They're probably causing a lot of lag, but you know, it's just like, dude, come on. It shouldn't give getting lag on something like this. But yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth on this game. I think I enjoyed it a lot. So I'll say this: if you want like, um, if you want I don't know, like maybe a nice like 40-hour like 4x experience, then this would serve you well in the sense that it's a pretty fun game for like 40 hours to discover all the stuff. Once you discovered it, like all of it, it gets pretty boring pretty fast. I wouldn't. It's not like to me. It doesn't have the same pull that Civ does for whatever reason. I don't know why. I can't quite put my finger on it. But Civ for some reason just like keeps it pulls me in more compared to this game. This game I feel like you know, it's fun enough, but whatever. You know, I don't know. I'll probably write out a proper review. I'll write out a proper review sometime in the future and let you guys like know my much more expansive opinions. I know I'm hard to please, so you know you can also maybe pin it on that why I'm like being kind of harsh. But I don't know. I feel like could have been a lot more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about like how taxing graphics can be or whatever on your computer, so I couldn't tell you like why the game is so slow, but it just is slow. Let's see. What about this United Kingdom game? What did I do here? Looks better and runs better. Yeah, but I mean, Civ 6 hard to compete with. I mean, Civ 6. There's a lot of interesting choices in Civ 6. Check Resource Manager. You mean like on my? Do you mean like my Task Manager? We'll see once we get in the game. See what if it's causing my CPU to chug. Looks like it's mostly CPU. Care about this. Okay, so here is the UK. I pretty much played like super tall, but I only had like a couple of towns. This runs a bit better, but I think it's mostly because we have fewer stuff on the map. But even then, it still runs pretty badly. But I went with like alpha beta. Do you know if the game will be optimized more? I don't know if it'll be optimized more or not, but this is basically like this is an early access version, so of course it's good. It's early access and all, but if I look at Task Manager, it looks like the CPU is being used a lot, but performance wise, my GPU is at 80%. Yeah, it's using a lot of my GPU. It looks like it's a GPU problem. Yeah, it's just it looks like it's just the graphics, which makes sense. But yeah, the thing is, one thing you'll notice, okay, is that these supply chains end up being all the same across all my countries, and I think that's actually a good way to put what the problem is. Hold on, here we go. This is actually the way to put it. Okay, here we go. I just get rid of all this. I figured it out. Okay, the supply chains are the same across every playthrough. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem. Every playthrough is logs into lumber. Every playthrough is wheat to flour to bread. Every playthrough is iron to tools. Iron to tools to maybe inventions. Whatever, right? Like it's doesn't really. I don't know. It doesn't feel very like interesting. It's always the same. That's the problem, right? That's the big problem. If we look here, like you'll see the same supply chain over and over again. It's iron into ingots into tools every single time. I was like, okay. If you look over here in Tenochtitlan, which is full of like it's just fish. In this case, this is because there's nothing here. It's all snow, but fish doesn't even become anything. Fish just look at that supply chain. It's just fish. And I don't believe there's any, not that I've seen in the first 6 ages, I don't believe there's any supply chains for fish. It's just like, it just exists. If you look over here, I haven't really done much with this city, but basically I could do stuff with the city right now even. We could just do that. We can go like, so we can do the limestone into either statues for one culture, or for 2 arts XP, or we could do stonecutter for 5 production. Basically, do you want production or do you want art? I was like, okay, let's say I want art, so we do that. Now we're producing some statues, and that's pretty cool, I guess. But that's really the only choice. That's like it's like such a whatever choice. Like, okay, cool, I did that. Now I'm making some art, I guess. If we look over in, I don't know, Edinburgh, what do we got here? Like, it looks like I'm actually failing to make cloth, because I have too much, I'm trying to make too much cloth. But we see that the cloth, I think, yeah, I turned it into a tapestry. So this is what I was talking about, because of chivalry, that's what it gave it. Chivalry, this type or whatever, lets you turn cloth into tapestries, and tapestries produce art, which cool, but it's like only for chivalry, and it's like, all right, kind of whatever. We also can turn cloth into textiles, and I think this was, again, it's not even cloth; it's turning the cotton right into textiles. So you don't even get to use the cloth for it. Cloth gets replaced by like textiles. So if we look here at textile mill, it says 2 wool, cotton, or flax, 2 textiles. Textiles are just better than cloth, except that you can't use cloth for tapestries, I guess. But the point is that like it's just really not that interesting. That's the problem. So that to me is something which needs to be fixed if they want to I don't know, make the game more interesting. There's an X for the Sims game? Maybe. I'll think about it. TK3 is pretty good performance, but in the late game it starts to really drag on. Um, yeah. I don't know. I think this game I'm waffling so much because like it does innovate on the genre quite nicely with its mechanics. But it just needs a little more. A little more like interesting decision making, I'd say. Interesting decision making. Um like less obviously correct choices. Like, for example, you'll notice here that I chose to go naturalists for my first thing. So remember when we were making our choice before in the previous playthrough? It was like we could pick between raiders and naturalists and all this. Naturalists just are bad. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you this. Naturalists are bad because they benefit from not improving tiles. And there's no world where not improving is better than improving. Because, like, at best, I'm getting +1 extra food from unimproved tiles. Okay. I'm getting plus zero point 0.5 culture from unimproved forests. Okay. So if we look here, right? No, I didn't do that, sorry. If we look here, I'm making half a culture in all these forests. And that's cool and all. But I could also, like, take the forests, turn them into, lumber, and then turn the lumber into, like, production, and that production can then build me a building like the museum, or like Machu Picchu, or like anything that would make better stuff than what the zero point 0.5 culture would have made. Like, it's just kind of pointless. Yeah, Civ is hexagons as well, so I don't know. Byzantine is he's spitting, but the point is that, like, not a lot. There's just a lot of really, like, unfortunately, there's a lot of just correct choices. Sultans, from what I've played so far, is not really that good. It lets you basically spam population in one place, which is like okay, but the thing is that, like, each pop corresponds to one hex, so it could work for York. York is quite big, but a lot of times you're not gonna have cities that are this massive. Chains feel shallow. That's a good point, actually, Big TG. So one thing I'll add as a caveat here. One thing, one one caveat about the shallow supply chains is that there's a lot of mutual exclusion. So supply chains may actually be a bit more complicated than they look, but they feel bad, right? That's the thing, is that they don't feel super deep, because it's like things just kind of go from one step to the other, and then it's like, okay. But then sometimes, some unlocks give you like a special unique supply chain. So with the chivalry one, we got the tapestries, right? So the tapestry weaver to get the 1 arts XP. But I don't think the Republic gives anything interesting. Yeah, kind of chill. Like, I'm trying to think of what other interesting supply chains there would be. So for example, remember we saw the one in the Age of Blood that turned meat into smoked meat? Like, yeah, that's a good way to put it, Big TG. That's a good way to put it. But they feel bad. The supply chain is dependent on a mutually exclusive choice. Then anyone who doesn't make that choice feels like it was a waste. Like, let's say, for example, like, see, I've got all this cotton, right? So I've got all this cotton, okay? So let's say that I tried to think, okay, I'm gonna try to create like a cotton-oriented country or something, the American South type thing. Well, if I chose to do that, then maybe I get lucky because I was able to turn the cotton into the tapestries, the tapestry weavers, and like that's good. But, like, the problem actually happening here is that can I even get cloth anymore? Hold on, is it textile? So here's a funny thing that's happening. This is hilarious. I'm just gonna say this right now. Okay, I got a tech. Take a look at my technology. Let me see, which tech was it? It must have been this. Benevolence, maybe. So I got a tech that turns wool, cotton, and flax into textiles. Textiles produce 9 wealth. Okay, so I'll show you in the thing here. This is a textile. It produces 9 wealth, right? It skips over cloth. Okay, it goes cotton straight into textile. But the tapestry can't take textiles. But because I got the textile mill, I can now no longer produce cloth. Like that's no longer a thing. So if I look here and look at my textiles, there's no way to produce cloth anymore. Which means that the tapestry weaver actually can't even be used. Because if you look here, you see how this is red? This is indicating that I'm missing four cloth to be able to do my supply chain. So if you look here at the tapestry weaver, it can't make the tapestries because I have no cloth. But I can't produce cloth because all my cotton is becoming this textiles. Oh, okay. That's hilarious to me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's hilarious to me that the one supply chain that could have been made there ended up getting invalidated because the tech outran it. Like, I can't make cloth anymore, so now I can't make tapestries. Another way to fix that obviously is let tapestries use textiles, but I don't know. That's just really funny to me that it ended up that way. Oh, sorry, I'm yelling. No chains through properly, sadly. Well, to be fair, it's early access. Maybe let me actually take a screenshot of this. Let's take a screenshot of this. Let's say, you know, I can't, I can't produce cloth anymore because there's no way to let's do like this. Textiles. Oh, we'll go report this as a bug, I guess. There's no way to produce cloth anymore, right? So how do I use my tapestries? And that, to be fair, we can say that's like an early access issue, right? That's a totally valid thing to say. But unless there's something I'm missing here. Like none of these would give me access to cloth, would they? No. What over here? Anything give access to cloth? Nope. Cloth enjoyers? Hello? Reason? Any cloth? Well, I'm on early access right now, right? So maybe it's just a thing with, like, maybe they'll fix it for the full release, but... Yeah. You see here the bakery, for example, right? It's releasing on 26th of March. Yeah, I know. So I'm on early access right now, so maybe it's just a problem with the early access, and then they'll fix it later. I mean, in the sense of that particular issue with the textiles. That's what I mean. For the bakery, you'll see here, for example, this is just an upgrade to the other bakery building that turned 2 flour into 2 bread. It's just 4 flour into 4 bread. Like, you know, like it's not like it's not like this is an interesting new building. It's just okay. Now I can make more flour into more bread in a building. Okay, cool. Like whatever. Um, even like Age of Intolerance is kind of like whatever. Stuff like the paper mill, like it's just more like 2 logs into 2 paper instead of the paper mill from back here, which was 1 log to 1 paper. Like a lot of the upgraded buildings are like this. So paper maker, 1 log, 1 paper, right? Okay, we go over here. We go look at was it this one status quo? Which one was it? I'm so scatterbrained. I'm so sorry. Wasn't this? Wasn't the trash heap? Why am I so bad? Is it this? Where was it? Where was the tech? Was it over here? No, it wasn't over here. Couldn't have been. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't want to look forward. Okay, but like, the point is that it's just kind of a lot of the buildings are just sort of like here's an upgraded version of the building. Like even this, like you have like the armory, which is an improvement for the castle, which is like an outpost that you can make. It's just plus 1 war for XP. It's like, okay, that's not even a supply chain, bro. Or if you look here, like when you get machinery, you get the blast furnace. It just turns 2 into 2 instead of 1 into 1. It's like okay, deep mine just gives you more. Yeah, maybe, to be fair, CPrompt Games developing it. Maybe I've been in contact with the devs because I reported some bugs, and they get on things pretty fast and they fix things pretty quickly. Like I reported 1 bug and they got fixed like a day later, which is pretty cool. But we'll have to see how things go, right? For me, the hardest part to get past is immense, the absolutely immense amount of the ugliness of the game. Like it's just the game is just very Doesn't look good. You know, it needs to be like I'm not an artist, right? So this may be me being like totally ignorant, but I feel like there's like a very disunified art style. And what I mean is like looking at all this stuff, like I don't know, it feels like these all don't have like a cohesion to them. They feel all different. Like I get the kind of almost oil paint-esque look. But when I look at like this community tech, right? Um versus like this community tech versus like I don't know, like this professional army tech, it's like it doesn't feel very well connected. I don't know. It doesn't have a very strong sense of identity, I guess. And this is what actually the problem Humankind had as well. I played Humankind when it came out. Um, like it, Humankind felt like there was no like sort of aesthetic to it. I don't know how to explain it. The 2010 game, obviously the actual graphical fidelity itself is like trash, but you can have a game look kind of ugly, and as long as it presents information well and it has something of a unified art style, that's totally fine. But it feels like this game doesn't has like a pretty, I don't know, weird art style. And it doesn't feel very interesting to look at. It's just kind of like okay, like when I look at these, right? Okay, so as I've been playing, you know how like in Civ, when you look at the tiles, you know what's built there. It's like okay, that's a mine, that's a quarry, that's a gold mine, that's an iron mine. You know, right? You can tell very easily. When I look at my city, it's like I don't. What is this? This is a furnace. Okay, you know, if I zoom in real close, I can see the furnaces, right? But if I zoom out like this, I'm like, okay, I don't know, dude. That could be anything. Look over here, like, what is this? That's a toolsmith. Okay, how are you supposed to know that's a toolsmith looking at that? Like, explain that, right? Like, that's a toolsmith. Okay, it looks like a furnace to me. It's got the same thing. Just shooting little furnace smoke out. This is a furnace, it looks like, yeah. This is a plantation. That one's pretty obvious. Trash heap. That makes sense. But then, like, here, it's like, okay, that you can barely see this mine. Like, you zoom out a little bit, it's like, bro, I can barely tell there's a mine there. You look over here, like, what is this? This is housing. Okay. That must be a furnace? No, it's a toolsmith. This was a toolsmith. This is a mill. Like, you see how these don't look very different? Look at these two. These don't look very different at all, right? And that's kind of a problem, I think. You should have some difference in how they look. Like, this is an oven. But that could easily be a furnace. Because look, it looks like the same. They don't look, nothing looks different, you know? This is a school. You know? Apparently, this part's the school, I guess. But this is a religious school. Very different. No, sorry. Very different. It's a religious school. Yeah, people hate on the Civ 6 style, but the Civ 6 style was very readable. It was very like, oh, I know what that is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, the art on Civ 6 I think is good. I don't have people complain about it. I think the art there is good, but like this one's a sculpting studio, and I'm like, okay. Like if you zoom in, it's clear. If when you zoom in, it's obvious. But look, we don't play the game like this, right? No one's playing this game like this. We're playing it like this. Maybe at best this. Like this is pretty zoomed in already. I play like this usually, but no one's playing like this. Okay, like usually you're playing like this, and I can't tell the difference between like all these. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about the game, to be honest. I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of good ideas, and then I see a lot of poor execution, and I see like a lot of like things I wish were just a bit better. You know, maybe I'm being greedy for asking for more. I don't know. I just think it could have been a lot more. Everything is samey, exactly. It all feels very samey. That's a problem for me. Like on touring a district, yeah. So the best you can do is this, which helps in terms of knowing what they produce. But like again, it's not very nice to look at, right? So you know, like I know this, for example, is a lumber mill or whatever, a saw pit. Sorry, I didn't remember the name of it. That was my bad. I didn't remember the name of it because it's got the lumber and the engineering point. But like, this isn't a very elegant solution to the problem. You know what I mean? This is a very inelegant solution. I know these are furnaces because they got the ingots on them, so they're making ingots. That's cool, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. It's fine. We'll I'll probably I'll probably make a review. So what I'm gonna do is I've already played 50 hours of the game. I already know most of my opinions. I just gotta like it's hard to express them on a stream. I gotta like write them down and compile my thoughts, put them into a video. I'll make a little review, and then we'll maybe play the game again when it comes out. See if it's any better or anything. But I'm probably not gonna make this. I was thinking about if I wanted to like make this like a stream game or something. I couldn't see myself playing this on stream like a lot because I get bored of it really fast. Um, I will say this, okay? It does succeed in this way. I'll show you in one way it succeeds. Okay, we're going back to the menu real quick. It's fun to just hit like new game and hit quick start and then just like pick a country or whatever, pick like scout unit and then Brazil, whatever, come to Brazil, hit start and see what you get. It does give the same power that like Civ 5 or Civ 6 has, where it is tempting to just start a new game and just see what's around you. Because the moment you start a new game, you might see like a bunch of stuff, and you're like, oh cool, I can make some supply chain out of this, and you get an idea for a build like right away. It does have this ability. So for example, I came in and I'm like, oh shit, I have cows. We have a lot of cows. So like, okay, so we can get a bunch of leather and meat, right? Because cows can turn into leather and meat. So oh cool. So that's one of the games excels in. Is like, yes, I do drop in the game and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I'm already now tempted to actually play more, funnily enough. So it has that. The strongest point in the game is the early game. And this tends to be the case in 4X games. It's yeah, strength of the genre. I literally was just going there and curl. It's so funny that you said I just was going there as you said that. This is a 4X game thing, right? This is the 4X game formula. Is like, this is what 4X games do. You drop in, you're like, oh, I see stuff and I want to start playing, right? Like, it's what the game does. And this game does excel in that manner, where it's like, yeah, exploring is fun. You get access to a lot of scouts very quickly, and like, it's interesting to look around the map and see what gets generated. And then the early game is really fun, and then it just slows down to a crawl, and you want to start a new game right away. It has that sort of vibe to it. Ooh, no, free warband. You see, I think it's fun to like get the loot, Everyone loves getting the loot in the early game from the little huts and all that. Yeah, who doesn't enjoy that part of a 4X game? Like in that sense, the game does succeed quite nicely. It's competent. I guess that's actually a good way to put it. Is the game is very competent for a 4X game. It's not like it's so awful or something. It's a competent game, but that's all it is. It just feels kind of competent. X4 on stream 1. What is X4? Don't know. Here I am literally playing the game. As I said, I didn't want to play it on stream anymore. Be funny. Base sim, never heard of it. I want to expand up here to the wheat, so let's go up there. Free food. Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like the early game is pretty good. Not bad at all. Let's cross the river first to avoid the and then yeah, the presentation of the game is just quite ugly, so yeah. Elite is better. Elite Dangerous, I assume. I can never play Elite Dangerous. It's way too hardcore. Way too hardcore. Or are you talking about, is there another game called Elite and it's not Elite Dangerous? I don't know. Okay, we won that. Government XP, hell yeah. Elite in general. I see, I only know of Elite Dangerous, so I don't even know. I don't even know what he's talking about, chat. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I'm not very familiar with like how the naming works. But yeah, so the game does have that Civ vibe of like, I love starting new games. I love seeing the map get generated and then just restarting after like 50 turns. Civ, to be fair to the game, Civ was like that too, like Civ 5 and Civ 6, where it's like, it becomes a slog pretty quickly. Yeah, so it's part of the genre in some ways to be like this, where the mid game just starts to drag so much. Kind of part of how the genre is, but it feels like the game doesn't do anything to assuage that problem of like it dragging into the mid game. And it feels like it gets there pretty fast too. Like you end up at that point where you're just like, oh god, the game is dragging like relatively quickly. Rip Scout. Grab the knowledge. Alright, but yeah, definitely keep an eye out on if you're on the YouTube channel, keep an eye out for the review when it comes out, because you know, make a make a review type video discussing this game. That way you can get more refined thoughts. Well, obviously, kind of just speaking off the top of my head here on the stream. More proper review type video would be nice for those considering buying the game. I will say that you know, in terms of just like dollar value, like you get some value out of it because it is pretty fun to just like pick up and just like pick up the game and play like a playthrough or two. I just don't know how long it'll last. Yeah, the improvements were nicely, yeah. So the improvements were good. Like I don't want to come across as like way too negative. Like ultimately, it's not so bad. It's not like, oh bro, this game is like bad. It's just that I think it has flaws, and the flaws do pull it like they do pull it down quite a bit. You know, like if we're not talking about like meaningless flaws, talking about some pretty heavy flaws, right? Um, like we're talking about some pretty game not ruining, but game dampening, I would say, flaws. And that's unfortunate, right? Sucks that happened. Like I like this. I like the ages. The ages are cool. I like the I like the supply chains in theory. They could use a little more depth in order to be more interesting. You know, I like a lot of it, but then there's just some glaring flaws that make it hard to like the product as a whole. Nice. Go to the next age. Okay, so what do we want to do for the next age? We have a lot of meat, so I'm gonna go with natural, like with the wild hunters, I should say, because they get bonuses to meat, and we're gonna get, we're probably gonna reveal elephant something. The nice thing about pastures is that they give you exploration XP as well as their rewards, so it's pretty good to if you're doing like a scouting type thing. One thing is, so remember we looked at Age of Blood before. Age of Blood has like that salted meat supply chain. So if we wanted to use meat for anything like that, we'd have to go there. But we can always wait till we get kitchens, I guess. So that'd be fine. Let's probably just get like I don't know, community for now so we can make bread. This bread is just so good. Bread is OP. Selling DLC pre-release, true. You ever played Old World? It's a hidden 4x gem. I have not played Old World, no. I have heard of it though. I don't know much about it, but I have at least heard of that game. I don't even know why I'm exploring all the way over there. It's Civ CK3 hybrid. Interesting. Now you had my attention. Now you have my interest. Manor Lords. Yeah, Manor Lords. I also looking forward to that game. Blodge mentioned that game to me actually, and I was like, yo, that sounds kind of bussin'. We look at it on Steam real quick because when's it coming out? Is it coming out soon? Coming out 26th of April. Hey, what's one day before my birthday? Yeah, I'm definitely interested in this game. I think it'll be. I think it'll. You know, obviously, all we haven't really seen much of it yet, but I think it'll be pretty cool. No guns, Sag. No guns. You hate to see it. Americans in shambles. On sale, nice. Okay, okay. Let's get officials, I guess, so we can get another vassal. Grab this guy. And then I think I want to get a settler. We're gonna go down, put a city somewhere near Valencia. so we can start pressuring the Spanish a little bit. You know, I'm cursed with like even games that I like, I usually tend to find things I don't like about them, and that makes people. I think that that can make me at least feel. I don't know if people. I think most people do understand my perspective, where it's like, hey, I can like something and then critique it massively, and then still like it. I want to be really, really clear because I know I just went on a big tangent about like the flaws of Millennia. I do actually like this game, like genuinely. This is similar to Legends of the Dead in a way. Um, is that like it's good. It's okay. Like it's not like it's bad. I'm not like, oh god, bro, this is like a bad game. You know, there's nothing like that. It's just that like, I think that the ideas the game presented created some expectations in my head, and then when the game failed to meet those, it makes me then find critiques, right? Um, I think that's kind of what's happening here, where it's like this game isn't bad. It's actually pretty good, and it is fun, and I'm enjoying myself playing this game, like genuinely. But like it's not like this game is, I don't know, like super good. It's just kind of like, you know, it's a pretty competent 4X game. That's probably going to be the conclusion I would come to if you were to ask me like sum up the game, a pretty competent 4X game. You know, it's fun, got some cool unique mechanics, brings some innovation. You know, not so much innovation that I'd be like, oh yeah, bro, it totally innovates in the genre. Like it does innovate a bit, but not a ton. But you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. Not a Civ killer? No, I wouldn't call it a Civ killer. No, I don't think so. I don't think I call it a Civ killer. But if you are tired of Civ, right? If Civ is something that you've gotten tired of, this is definitely like a solid competitor, but one which falls a little bit short. Just a little bit short of the competition, but not like, oh my god, it's so bad. It's just, you know, it's not quite there, but it's almost there. This meat over there. So I'll show you the bow hunter, by the way. The bow hunter has the ability to harvest goods. See, this kind of thing, this is like really cool innovation, right? Like I can send this bow hunter out to go over to these deer, and he can go hunt them, and then I can get food for my city. Right now I'm like maxed out on food, so it doesn't really matter. But still, it's a cool. What am I saying? It's cool to be able to do that, where it's like, oh yeah, let me send out this unit to go and, you know, like do some hunting, and then that way the unit is like useful even outside of war. Cool idea. Like there's lots of cool ideas, and some of them are implemented better than others. If this guy dies, I don't really care. I think I want. I don't know. How about mining next? Actually, is there any stone around here? Is there like any hills? There's one hill here, one here. We could do a town here, make a little mining town. That works for me. The grapes? No, you can only harvest animals, but not. You can only harvest like huntable animals. So, also, okay, this is good. So, getting +1 culture from meat. So the innovation events are pretty bussin'. I'm not gonna. These spice up the game a lot. That community says spicing a bit. These spice up the game quite a bit when you get like the innovation events, because they can add some really interesting ways to build your game. The problem is there's very few of them. I have seen the exact same innovation events way too many times. Like I'm talking like way too many times. Where it's like, okay, dude, there's like way too much of the same events over and over. I think I actually want to go over and get the other city instead of this one now. I don't want that one. Does feel like more of a Civ clone? This doesn't feel like a Civ clone. It doesn't feel like a clone at all, actually. It does feel like it stands on its own 2 feet. I will say that for sure. Like this game definitely isn't just like some cheap knockoff or anything like that. It's its own game. It's in the same genre as Civ, obviously. CK3 event amount problem, no, but worse than CK3. CK3 has some repetition, but like, you know, it's not that bad, and you get different like you know, it's not that bad. But this game is like, dude, I haven't. I see like the same innovation events all the time, and that kind of sucks. Can't get another settler yet. I think I'll get the improvement point. That's useful. We'll get the settler later. That's good to hear. Yeah, it's definitely not just a clone. It's got its own identity. It's got its own systems. It's relatively unique, but it has flaws. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna harvest some food from here, and now we'll see that we're getting meat over here. And because the innovation event, the meat also gives us culture, so that's pretty nice. That's a nice little synergy, you could say. It feels like an actual indie attempt to break the genre. Exactly, it does feel that way. It feels like they really are going for like innovation and new stuff, and I'm like, you know what? That's always to be applauded. You know, like even if sometimes it fails, I will say that I feel like this game succeeds more than it fails. Just that when it does fail, it fails pretty hard. Like, oh god, like oh man, some of the failures are real. Oh god, that video, no, oh no, get that out of here. That's such an old video. I have to update my Nightbot. Hold on a minute. Don't look at that video. It's so old. Hold on. We put a different video to link it to. Let's link it to the most recent one, I guess. Link it to this. So sorry, chat. I see my old videos and I go cringe. There we go. Okay, great. That's better. Okay, let's go Age of Iron. If I just rushed Age of Iron. Boy, 10 months old. I don't like it. In a game like this that's not focusing on events or stories, that's bad. Have a low amount of events. Absolutely true. Yeah. This game is much less of a storytelling game than CK3, so it is more acceptable to have a pretty small selection of events. That is completely fair to say, and I would agree. That's why I didn't harp on it too badly. Not like, oh bro, it's so awful. It's just, you know, you do get some repetition. We have a lot of government XP, and unfortunately our settlers on cooldowns. Rip settlers. Just send this guy home. That button lets him home in the cost of some of your XP, by the way. Alright, I definitely can't take that city, so go back. We need housing here, so let's do that. Let's get some housing. Go. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop the stream pretty soon though, because I'm getting pretty how's my? I'm gonna check first how my YouTube videos do. See how we doing the YouTube video views, the most recent one. No, not bad. Okay, we take that. Bad at all. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna say before, because you know I could just show like me doing the intro, the beginning of the game, but we kind of already saw that. Last thing I'm gonna say, real quick, just because I don't know, I want attention for my CK3 mod. I made a mod for CK3. A lot of you here probably are CK3 players, because you know I imagine that many of you are are. I'm not gonna eat food. No, it's Ramadan, so I won't be eating food. Many of you are CK3 players. I'm just gonna show my screen real quick. What's CK3? True. Okay. I made a mod for CK3. Here it is. It's on the workshop. Just came out earlier today. Go and look at it. It's, you know, got 6 subscribers. So our people are playing it. We got some comments in the thread and whatever. I would love for people to go and play this. I'm open to critiques. I'm open to ideas. Okay, so feel free to go to this mod. All right, I'll put a, you know, you can probably find it in the workshop pretty easily. Go to this mod, download it, and play it for a bit. Let me know what you think. Tell me what you want to see improved, you know, that kind of thing. That's all I basically ask of you in terms of like me shilling myself or whatever. Definitely, I'd really appreciate it. Here's just some of the pictures that we get. Here's like a cool Immortal event. Here's Darius the Great legend with unique rewards. You can write your stuff. You're gonna write your stuff in Discord though. If I test it, yeah, go ahead. It's fine. Do whatever you want to do. You just ping me with critiques or whatever in the Discord. For now, so if you read the description of it, for now, it's relatively bare bones in the sense that it has legends, a couple traits, some traditions, a literal couple of artifacts, lifestyle tree, whatever. Game dev no targets? I'm not a game dev, no. I just made a mod. That's all. But it's got like it doesn't have like very many random events, so you know, yeah, we get wrecked by ads. There's not very many random events. I'll add more later with future patches. But basically, like, it's relatively bare bones. It just has, like, It just has like the main events. It doesn't have a lot of like, you know, we are going to start as anyone in Iran, any character in Iran, any Iranian character I should say, because you could start as like the Seljuks, but become Iranian in some way. But you can access the mods. You can access the mods content as anyone, because you can either become Iranian by changing cultures or hybridizing, or you can do there's one legend in the game that I added that makes it so you can access all the other legends. So all the content of the mod is available to any character, but it's centered around Persia. So, you know, we're gonna say yeah, both start dates are fine. Watch it on YouTube. My stream is on YouTube, by the way. If you want to go watch on YouTube instead, I'm currently streaming on YouTube as well as on Twitch. So feel free to go to the YouTube stream if you want to watch there instead, if you prefer that. But yeah, I think I got a ping in my Discord. What's going on? Other game. Okay, that's from America. I got you. Guitar in the background, never forget. True, true. I was so thin back then. Okay, sorry, I'm waffling because I'm like hungry and stuff. I'm like literally just showing my Discord, by the way. That's pretty funny. I forgot that I was showing my screen, so I'm just like showing my Discord, but it's nothing to hide or whatever. It's fine. Hey, what's up, chat? Oh, yeah, I just realized I was doing that, but I forgot I was showing my monitor. But it's all good. Post TOS breaking stuff. Okay, get out of there. Get out. Escape. Quick, clip it. No, that's fine. There's nothing really scary there. We're gonna end the stream. I think at this point. Let's play display capture for now. Okay, let's go find someone to raid. Maybe someone else is streaming Millennia that we can go raid, so you guys can go watch more stuff. Okay. When someone's title of their stream is tired, possibly forever, I don't really want to raid them, to be honest. It feels like that's not a very fun stream. Whatever. Let's go raid Siri, because he's streaming for the first time in a while. Siri's doing Elden Ring hitless. Those of you that have watched my stream before and you've been in the raids, you should know who Siragath is by now. But if you haven't, Siragath is you know, a friend of mine, an online friend of mine, not in real life or anything. But we play Warframe together these days. We've been playing Warframe and stuff, so that's been interesting. But yeah, we're gonna raid him, laugh at him, you know, say that he's gonna get hit, all that kind of stuff. He's trying to do Elden Ring hitless. He's trying to do it for a long time. You know, hopefully one day he'll get it. Maybe one day, Copium. But for now, let's go and watch. He's actually on break right now, so this is perfect time to. He's perfect time to raid. So let's do it. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later, guys. I'm sorry. I'm all scattering because of the fasting. But thanks for being here, boys. Appreciate it. Check out the YouTube channel. Check out the mod. Check out whatever. Check out whatever you want to do. That no dude when you rated him that one time. Siri? I don't know. Maybe it was someone else that I rated. Maybe it was probably Spyro because he's the German guy, so you would like him. By the way, see you later. Go on the end screen. Bye bye.